baby. Wonder if all my bad decisions get accounted in the algorithms. No statistician could dissuade me from my bigger vision. I know my occupation's quite an unlikely place in this world to occupy and talk about upon a daily basis. Our information's predetermined by some biased business. We all in sermon to silicon that push up lovely neighbors. I'm done with paper chasing, think I'm on the bigger banquets. This that full circle, new wave, energy on a Tuesday. Turn a blue day to a bright hue, yellow with a smooth A in hair. Extra fruit, the brand. You can't move me. The music is man. It's a con job, but it's grand. I'm blessed with a great hand amongst many that stank. And yeah, it took some hard work, but blind luck play a huge role. If they say that it don't, when they feeding you fool's gold. And if I know one thing, the truth's home. Even if it's a tough thing to swallow, an even harder thing to hold and truly know without a doubt while on the globe. Even though that seems inherent, it ain't always so apparent. Dangle carrot, you ain't always gonna get it. But don't worry, it's a pretty February in a year with more to carry and more days is yet to come. Under the sun, taking the ferry to the city where the moment's extra pretty, like the people, like the idea that I keep inside my brain that isn't equal to the real world. All that stress ain't saving me, fear though. I swear to God I'm trying. They pushing their demons down my esophagus, screaming the easy life, what I want always. Praise made up holidays, tell me that love is the answer just to boost this economy. Mine more so now, but I ain't following. I ain't a hollow man, I'm full of them fall winds. Take it all with a tall grin, and if you feel it, do it with me, and just sing what the song says. Take it all for what it is. It ain't all so bad. Take it all for what it is. It ain't all so bad.
Hello, hello, hello. Hello, everyone. It is, guess what? Good Friday. And I am Security Boss. And this is Unsolicited. So I hope everyone is doing well today on this Good Friday. Y'all checking me out. I hope you all are. Y'all see it. Yeah. SB Nation. SB Nation gear is in and ready. I hope y'all like it, ladies. I hope y'all feeling it. Yes, just go on over to my channel and just go over there to SB Gear and just check it out. But y'all see it. Y'all know what? 5 stars. We're not 4 with the little left, the little half that's shaded. We 5 already. So if you want to be a part of it, be 5 stars. You go ahead and get you something from SB Nation. 5 stars. That's how it goes, y'all. Listen, guys, I am so glad to be here. It is Good Friday. Yes, another one. And like I say, I don't even know what could make it a bad Friday because we're here. We're together. And you all are here for us to have a conversation. Y'all know I got something for you. But, first, I just want y'all to check out that gear. I need you all to let me know what you think about these 5 stars because that's how we do it. SB Nation does it with 5 stars. So I want to first say hello. Then I'm going to show you a little bit more of the gear. But I definitely want you to go to my channel. Check it out. How come I feel like my head is a little crooked? Y'all, my head might be a little off. Y'all know how that is. Y'all's off, too. Don't worry about it. But I do want y'all to go check it out. Check out the 5 stars. We ladies, we got the, I love long sleeve shirts, fitted shirts. We have them. They're premium shirts with SB Nation and Security Boss is here. So y'all got to go check it out. Let me know what you think. But I want to say hello to a couple of people. Don GQ, how are you? And you are here, or you was. Black Man, let's go. How you doing? Billy Armstrong, Mr. Armstrong. Very glad to see you here. Your name is not familiar to me, but I'm glad that you're here. I hope you're doing very well. Mr. C, hello. How you doing? I'm glad that you all are here. And listen, make sure when you're coming into live, you're giving us a thumbs up. Bethany, hello. How are you all? Hope you're doing well. But make sure when you're coming into live, you're giving us a thumbs up. And of course, before we get started with the show, I want to go over a few things with you all to bring y'all up to date on everything that's going on over here with SB Nation and Security Boss. The first thing, you all see the gear. The gear is here. The gear is ready. it's ready for you ladies and gentlemen. Come over to my channel. Make sure you subscribe while you're there. Also, hit that alert bell so you can get these videos when they come out. What else? That's all for now. But make sure you go over to my channel, go to SB Gear and check it out. All different colors. Loving it, Also, I want to show y'all a bit more. I have on here the baseball hat. Hey, Big Bear Boy, how you doing? I have on the baseball hat, but we also have a hat that I love so much. It is the fitted hat. I'm going to move this just a little bit. It's the fitted hat, and I like that one too. But you can also pick your different colors. You got SB Nation with the red 5 stars or the pink 5 stars. You can go white 5 stars. We also have t-shirt. So anyway, y'all got to check that out. Also, listen, we didn't leave you ladies out or gentlemen out, but when you're drinking your coffee, your tea in the morning or even in the afternoon, you can even drink with Security Boss with SB Nation. So y'all go over there and check it out. Let me know what you think, of course. Pick up something if you like. I would love it. Alvin, hello. How are you? It's good to see you. So pick up something if you like, and I would appreciate it. Now, the other thing is this weekend, tomorrow, I am doing a show with Kosher Clinician. I need you all to show up, and we're going to do that tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. We're simulcasting, so you can come over here to Security Boss Unsolicited and check that out at 8 o'clock. The advertisement for that show is already out there. Y'all know I need y'all support on the Saturday night. This is like, we don't do too much on Saturday nights, but anyway, we're going to see how good Saturday night is because maybe we need to. Also on Sunday, this coming Sunday, we have our first show of The Standard. All right, so there's going to be a little bit more to come on that, but the first show is Sunday. This Sunday, we have the first show. And I want to say this first show is at 2 o'clock Eastern time with us. So make sure you show up with that. There is also a thumbnail and some advertisement coming out for that. It will be tonight and tomorrow, but The Standard will start on Sunday. And I really, really want all of you all there and supporting. We need you all there. It's going to be an outstanding show. If y'all haven't heard yet who's going to be a part of The Standard, I'm going to let you know. The Blooming Ebony is going to begin. She's going to have the first show on The Standard. Then it's Cheeky Banter, Cam, and Jedi Mike. That is The Standard. So I need all of y'all to show up and just hear what these young folks are saying. Just check it out. It's going to be good. I mean, it's going to be really good. But we're doing it as a series. It's going to be like primetime TV, y'all. Y'all got to come and check it out and see what you think. It's going to be fun. Stephen Day, how are you, sir? Glad to see you. So anyway, make sure, guys, when you're coming in, you're giving us the thumbs up. If you have not yet subscribed to my channel, make sure you go over to Security Boss Unsolicited, subscribe to the channel, and also hit that notification bell so you can get all these notifications of the lives and the shows that are coming out, the series, and any information that I may have for you all that is coming up. I appreciate that. Also, while you're there, make sure you pick up something with SB Nation because we all want you all to be a part of the 5-star club. We 5 stars over here. All right. So even if you think you 3.5 or maybe 4, we want y'all to be 5. So 5-star. So what else I need to tell y'all? Okay, y'all already know about the money line song, but I'm just going to make sure everybody understands and knows. When we get a super chat, that's $9.99 and up, everybody gets the money line. Money line. I'ma run it every time. Give me mine. Going up, need no decline. Yeah, yeah. Is that Ika? I hadn't seen her in a long time. Hello, how are you? It is. No, not Great Friday. It's Good Friday. Every Friday is good for us. No, I'm just kidding. Good to see you. Hello, Healing Forest. Glad to see you. M. Mills, you too. I'm glad y'all doing good today, and I'm so glad that y'all here. You listen, y'all got to go check out the gear, though. Check it out, SB Nation. I want everyone over here at SB Nation to be a 5-star. If you're not there yet, soon to be. You will be. You put this hat on, you're going to feel like you're a 5-star, so go ahead. We got the baseball hats is what I'm wearing, and we also got the fitted caps. So y'all got to go check it out. How is Bob? I hope Bob's doing good. I hope you treat them good, girl. I hope you treat them good. But anyway, tonight, we got an awesome show planned, y'all. I'm going to need y'all help. All these nice ladies that are in the chat right now, I am going to need your help because y'all know what we're talking about. how come every time I get on here, my contact just gets to acting crazy? But anyway, we're doing women. Why are you easily triggered by men? Okay, so listen. I'm gonna tell y'all a couple of stories. There's a couple of things that have happened this week. Good things. I've had a good week. I'm not gonna let anybody bother me, even though I get picked on all the time. I ain't gonna let nobody bother me. But y'all don't know it yet. I'm a shopper, and I've had a couple experiences this week. But first I'm gonna begin with this. I was going through, I think it was Instagram, and I was looking at the little shorts or the reels that they have on there, and it was a little short on there about a situation where a woman was on public transportation, and she entered it. I don't know if it was a bus or if it was a train or what have you, but she entered it, and it was about no seats, and it was about 15 men just sitting around in the seats, of course, and none of them, they just looked at her and act like she wasn't there. Now, y'all know men usually would get up, one man at least, or maybe usually two, would get up and, give the seat to the woman. But in this particular case, they all just looked at her like she was crazy and did not move. And she was like, what is going on? It's like this now? And they basically ignored her. So the young man that was recapping the video was like, oh, okay. So he recapped and he was like, oh, so you want to be equal? So guess what? The feminist movement made you equal. Now do what we do. And then he continued to say some more things about women and men being equal, and how the men shouldn't get up anymore to give the woman the seat and things of that nature. And that was basically the message from the video. I was kind of like, wow, that's interesting, because how did you know if she was part of the feminist movement? How? You wouldn't know. The other thing, I was like, wow, man, come on. Don't allow us to keep y'all from being men. That's weird. So it made me think a little bit. So then I'm like, how do we get that message out? Because this is where we are, because the feminine movement happened. Men now think that every woman or every female is now a part of the feminist movement. So if she's in need of something, protection, a seat, or whatever, then you can't do it, because now somebody has said that we want the same things you want and we're equal. That's not true, man. Not at all. But how do you know? I get it. How do you know? Unknown, how are you? So that was one question. Then I do my shopping, y'all. I love shopping. So I shop at Sam's, like some people might shop at the grocery store, whatever it is, I go to Sam's and get it. So I was at Sam's and I was looking, because y'all know Sam's have everything. Did y'all know y'all could buy a casket in Sam's? They sell caskets, everything. But anyway, just wanted y'all to know that whatever you need, Sam's got it. So I went to Sam's and I was waiting my turn to get the case of the water, right? So I was just, looking at all the stuff that they have. And this nice Caucasian man said, "Excuse me, ma'am." I said, "Yes, sir." He kind of cut me off guard. So I was like, "Excuse me." He was like, "Oh, I didn't mean to startle you." I was like, No, what's going on?" He was like, "Can I get some water for you?" I said, "Oh, sure. Thank you so much. I was just waiting my turn." He was like, "I got it." So he picked it up and put it in my buggy, and I gave him the thumbs up. So I was like, okay, some of them do get it. So I just wanted to let y'all know that there is a big contrast here, because I smiled at him. I thanked him. He even asked me. So my presence didn't make him less a man. Me being a woman didn't make him less a man. So he picked that thing up, put it right in. It was like, did you only want one? I was like, yeah, I'm just one is good. And I thanked him with a smile. And I say, "Have a good day." And he said the same and drove off. And that's often my everyday. I work with men per se, right? I see men every day. And every day that I work, I try my darnest to make sure that these men have the best day possible. I really do, y'all. This is funny. I know y'all think I'm just kidding, but it's really, really true. I see these men early in the morning, sometimes 6 o'clock in the morning and before 5 o'clock in the morning. I see them and they come by me and they be like, just down, heck, they're probably tired for one, but just down. So I'm talking to them. I'm like, "Did somebody tell you good morning this morning?" or whatever. I'm saying whatever I need to, whatever. And they looking at me and they're just smiling. By the middle of the day, they like, "What you need? You want something?" I'm like, "No, I'm good," or whatever. If I talk to them again, I might not see them no more to the next week or whatever, but I'm always trying to encourage a man, lift a man up. I would do the same for a woman, but I'm saying, ladies, That's what we have to do. Now, if you're part of the feminist movement and you don't want to have anything to do with a man, okay, so be it. But those of you that are not, I need you all smiling at these men. I need y'all saying hello to these men. I need y'all to encourage these men. If they looking all crazy, smile, just look. I mean, sometimes they be looking crazy. You know, I get it. But I'm always picking at them, laughing at them, trying to get them. Did somebody make your day to day or whatever? Just showing them that somebody's paying attention. We need y'all back there building them buildings. We really do. You know, whatever it is, we need y'all doing it. So y'all have a good day. And I'm telling y'all, the strongest, meanest looking men, they melt like ice. They melt. It'd be like, they melt. They melt. And it's so funny to see them melt, y'all. It's so funny because they be hard knocks. They be hard as rocks. I'm not lying. But when you say hello and you smile at them, they be like, just like that. And they be like, thank you. Can I get you something? I'm like, no, I'm fine. I'm just saying hello to you. And they be like, so I'm just saying to you ladies, if you're not a part of the feminist movement and you don't believe in the feminist movement and you believe that our men are valuable and you want them to know that they're appreciated, give them a smile, say hello. Because some of them, I don't know what they're experiencing, but some of them be having a hard day. I'm trying to tell you, it starts out early in the morning. And I don't know if it's just because they don't have someone in their life or what have you, but I have met some that are very hard, you know, in their posture. And I just say 5 things to them and it's done. It's like, it was like, why did I even feel that way?
Dearly beloved.
So I'm just asking you and I'm challenging you all, because the ones who want the seat on the public transportation, I need to tell y'all how to get the seat. Because I'm not going to go on the bus and be standing up and I see 15 men sitting around. So I'm going to make a friend on the bus and I need you all to do the same. So I just wanted to start with that because there are still men out there who are very chivalrous, who are very nice and who are very pleasant and who recognize who they are and they want good women around them and they recognize who good women are. So we can no longer stand in our corner and let the women with the strong mentality, you're my equal, I do what you do. We can no longer let them be the face of the woman. All right. We have to take it back and be like, look, I'm here. I'm smiling. I'm loving and appreciating you. I'm trying to add some value into your life. If nobody said thank you this morning for you being here and building this building, I'm telling you, thank you. Be careful and have a good day. So that's what we got to do. So that's just where I'm at. Listen, Ika says, well, what if you are smiled to be friendly and it's misconstrued as flirting? No, you just have to wear the big ring on your finger. If you got to do like that, have a good day. That's all you got to do. You ain't worried about how the next step. You got to get to the first step. And the first step is I see you. You look like you're having a bad morning. It's okay. I appreciate you. And that's what we got to do. You know, just show them the ring. You know, or either the next time you see him, say, you know what? My husband be acting just like you. I don't know. I don't know, but we got to begin somewhere because I want you to have the seat on the bus if you need to. I want the man in the grocery store to pick up that heavy case of water and put it in your buggy if your man is not there. You know, we need that type of environment. Ladies need to be in that type of environment. We don't need to adapt to our men not being there. And that's what I'm talking about. That's the message I'm trying to put out to you all. We don't need to adapt to that. I want my men there. All men, I want you there. Men, I want you to be men. I want you to be and want to be in that position that you're there to protect us, to cover us, to take care of us, to, basically be the strong ones, physically strong, logically strong, whatever it is and whatever it takes in all situations. We don't want you all to lose that position. I don't want any man to lose that posture because when you do, y'all know what it means. You become emotional. What are you being emotional for? You're the man. I'm not saying you can't have emotions. Now don't say what I didn't say. I'm saying I don't want you to lose your posture as a man because with that posture, you're definitely respected. And that's the way it's supposed to be. All right. So listen, guys, when you come into the live, make sure you're giving me a thumbs up. If you just now come into the live and you don't, and I'm wearing all this SB Nation gear, and you don't know where I got it from, I need you to go over to my channel and go to SB Gear and pick up something with 5 stars over here. Y'all see that? And that's what we're promoting. But I'm going to get to today's show. And of course, I'm going to need y'all help. So in just a little bit, I'm going to tell you my story. And then I'm going to ask that you all, we're going to drop the link and I want to hear what you all got to say. But it is interesting because this is coming to you from, I want to tell you the title first, and then we'll get to that. The title of today's show is Women, Why Are You Easily Triggered by Men? And listen, guys, my women, ladies, y'all have been stepping up as far as I'm concerned. Y'all, they've been reaching out. They've been talking to SB. They've been sharing. And that's what I need them to do. Because it's time to start these conversations. Because what I'm getting from both sides is we just don't understand each other. Men, you operate one way and women operate another. I want you all to stay in your manly frame. I want you all to keep that posture. And the ladies, we're going to make sure that we understand what our posture should be, and we're going to stay in that posture. But you know what? I heard this pastor say something today, and y'all, I'm going to get it all the way wrong, but y'all going to get what I'm trying to say. He said this. He said, men, women take what we give them and they multiply it. I need y'all to think about it. Slow down. Y'all probably heard it because I'm sure I got it off of some of these.
Dearly beloved.
Okay, y'all hear that, right? Women take what you all give them and they multiply it. So if you give them chaos, they're going to take the chaos and they come back with hell, right? Y'all get it. Y'all get the theory. You give them your sperm, they're going to come back with a baby. Y'all get what I'm saying, right? So whatever it is you give them, they're going to multiply it. So you give them a house, they're going to come back, they're going to make a home. Y'all get what I'm saying? So keep that in mind. And remember that first, when you give them chaos, they're going to come back with hell. So if y'all keep it nice and balanced, they're going to give you love. Y'all get what I'm saying? Y'all get how this goes, right? Because the men, you're the leader. So whatever you give a woman, she's going to multiply it. It's just a theory. I know I said it wrong, but y'all probably, you heard it before. You know what I'm talking about, Elena. So she got it. So that's how it goes, men. Men, I need for y'all to understand it. You give us love, we're going to come back with submission, love, and respect. How about that? Let me say that again, because I think I said that too fast. Men, if y'all give us love, we're going to come back with love, submission, love, and respect.
Dearly beloved.
That sounds good, don't it? But anyway, women, why are you easily triggered by men? All right, so listen, this is last time I was here, I think it was Monday. And on Monday's show, it was a good one. I was with Black men, and we're trying to still come up with some solutions to our problems, right? To our issues between men and women. And it's hard because we can't, who's to blame? I think that was the theory of the night. Who's to blame? The woman or the man? You know, everybody has their own idea of who's to blame, but nobody really cares at this point. We're trying to get it together. Hey, Tisha, how are you? So, Big Bad Bull says, so if I give her groceries, she's giving me some meals. You got it. That's it, that's it. Big Bad Bull, you got it. Did y'all hear that? Big Bad Bull says, so if you give the woman some groceries, she's going to give you a meal. The more groceries, the more meals. I agree. That's how it goes. We understand each other. Does everybody in the chat understand the concept of men? What you give, women, we multiply. It sounds good to me. I'm here with it. I'm for it. Anybody in the chat that disagrees, let me know. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. One-on-one. That is. I know I messed it up. I didn't say the way pastors say. You know how pastors be so eloquent. They be just, dropping the mic and stuff. I didn't say it that way. And I probably made up my give and takes, but y'all understand what I'm talking about. That's how it goes. Family values. How are you? Realistic vibes. Yes, facts. How you doing with your squeeze? I ain't heard from you in a while. Hope all is well. So anyway, I've been getting some good feedback from the ladies, and really soon the ladies are going to be coming up and speaking. I already know it. And we're going to have such a good balance, and we're going to have such a good conversation because we 5 stars over here at SB Nation, and we're going to be having good conversations. We're not going to be talking over each other. We're not going to be yelling over each other, and we're not going to be causing problems. It's going to be a good conversation. Hey, Hink, how are you? Before I get started, though, we have a super chat from JT Coin Rings. He says, hello, SB in chat. No disagreements here. That's what I'm talking about. Thank you so much for your $1.99 super chat. Listen, you see how easy we agreed upon that? Men you give and women we multiply. How come that was so easy? All of this should be just that easy. We got to figure out what's going on, what's blocking this thing. But anyway, what I wanted to say is the cap is clean, SB. I like Mr. Awesome. How you doing today? Good to see you. But listen, you don't like the shirt. What you saying? Mr. Awesome, if this gets your approval, I'm giving you 2 thumbs up. But the reason why I'm talking about this is because the ladies have really been asking questions, and they're wanting some answers, and they're reaching out, because we got to have these conversations. Because it seems to me it's just that a lot of times men don't understand women, and women, we just don't understand men. And it's just nobody wants to relax and just hear what the other are saying. They're wanting to say, oh, you're wrong. Oh, you did this. Oh, you did that. And that's not working. Right. So I got this very nice email from a young lady, and she went on to tell me a little bit about her background and her life and things of that nature. And it's bringing me to where I'm saying today, women, why are we triggered? Why are you so easily triggered? Because I told her in the email, and I emailed her back, and thank you so much for that. She just helped me on that particular day. But I emailed her back, and I said there was 2 things that I didn't hear her say. And in that, those 2 things, one was I didn't hear her speak about her spiritual relationship. And I did not hear her speak on accountability. And listen, guys, I'm not going to talk to anybody about their spiritual relationship, because that's something that you all need to achieve and accomplish on your own. Now, me, I would say it's very much necessary. But if you think you can maneuver in this big old world without having one, that's totally on you. But see, I always give praise to the one who's the creator. That's me. But that's what I do, I should say. But the accountability piece, and the reason why I'm leading with this is because I mentioned several times that accountability freed me. Me being accountable for the things that I do or have done or will do is very freeing for me, because once I've accounted for it, I can tell you exactly what I did. I can say, I made the decision to do this. No one got me pregnant. We laid down and had good sex. Now what? Then the baby was formed. He was no good from the beginning. It just got worse after the baby got here. How about that? Then I can say, look, this is what happened. And that was made up, y'all, but y'all understand what I'm saying. So when I'm talking about women, why are you so easily triggered? What I'm hearing is there has been no accountability for the things that these men are touching on, and vice versa. But I'm dealing with the women. And I'm going to say this because this way, I hear men call women bees. You acting like a bee. You did this like a bee. You did that. You did all day long. You were twerking on the highway. You were doing this. You were doing this, and you were doing that. And I promise you guys, it don't affect me in any way. You know why? Because I don't care. You're not talking to me. You're not even talking about me. Now, I might have did some of that when I was good, young, but hey, that's not me anymore. I accounted for it. So bad behavior can be called out all day, every day. If I'm not the person that you're talking about, it doesn't affect me. It doesn't affect me in a way that I got to latch, I'm not triggered by it. But I can sit back and see, where it's coming from. And I can hear what the other person is saying versus me being triggered and wanting to fight back. But if I did it yesterday, if I was acting like a bee yesterday, just because I wanted to, and then somebody in here says, these bees be doing this all the time, I might get a little triggered. I might be like, nah, you talking to me harsh. No, I ain't talking to you harsh. I'm just telling you what you did. Why would you say I'm talking to you harsh? I know why, because I did it yesterday. But see, the way to get around this is this. I was acting like a bee because I was mad as hell because of X, Y, and Z. But guess what? you was the one acting like a B. We have choices, guys. And just in case y'all didn't know it, we have a choice to do whatever it is you want to do. If somebody's picking on you, they're mistreating you, whatever the situation is, you have a choice to walk away or react. But if you react, you need to know that you chose the reaction that you chose. And if it was to act like a B, I did it because that's how I wanted to do, because I wasn't feeling good this day. But still, don't excuse it. Be on it and own it and be like, well, you know what? I probably shouldn't have done it, or whatever the situation may be, however you want to end it. But let's account for it so no one can make you feel triggered about it another day. Y'all, when you're coming into live, give me the thumbs up. Because all I'm hearing lots of times, and some of my favorite ladies that are in here, oh, is this the women bashing night? No, what you mean if this women bashing night? What do you mean? Why are you saying that? Why are you trying to say we bashing women? Is this something that you did? Well, if you did it, why did you do it? Own it. Own the junk. See, when you have to own the junk and then you got people calling out the junk, then you think you look bad, which you might, but then it also makes you move differently because you don't want to act bad anymore. Or you don't want to look bad anymore. So it changes the junk that you participate in. So I'm showing you and sharing with you how you can get free and how you can feel less triggered. But I don't know if y'all hear me, so I'm going to say it again. If I created a situation and I was looking real crazy, looking bad, and then the next day, Big Bad Bull says, security boss, you cussed that man out. You was on there talking about his man size, telling them yours was bigger than his. And I'm like, what did you? Because he was doing this, and he was doing that to me. You were like, yeah, security boss, that wasn't right. Now, guess what? You just shamed the hell out of me, right? So what I got to do? The first thing I got to do is say, yeah, I did do that. Oh, I didn't mean to look like that. But guess what? The next time that happens, I'm not going to respond that way. But if I got the other half of the chat talking about, yeah, security house boss, but you gave it to him, he was supposed to get it just like that because he was talking junk about you, I ain't going to check myself. I'm not going to hold myself accountable. I'm going to keep doing what I was doing. And I'm going to keep having the cheerleaders in the chat telling me it's okay. And my accountability is out the window. So that's the problem. So ladies, we're not being harsh ever. Never. If somebody is repeating to you exactly what you did, I don't have any idea how that can be harsh because you did it. It's that you're feeling shame right now because you did it. And it's okay to feel that. For me, it was okay to feel that shame because it corrected my behavior. It allowed me to grow. It allowed me to become an adult. It allowed me to see where I am. And that's where we need to be, because we need to be 5 stars. We don't need to be operating in trashy behavior, ladies and men. And we definitely don't need to be responding about something a man or a woman has said that triggered us if it's not something that we're doing or have done. So I've said this several times. Let's take the sting away. Because listen, you can't always be on 100. You can't always be perfect in your responses. You can't always pretend that you're not upset. It's okay. But if you act out in your upset behavior, I know y'all know what's going to happen. You see, I knew she was going to do it. We let people bait us. But all I'm trying to say is don't allow anybody to bait you on your junk and be like, look, I was upset. Because now, guess what? You know how it's going to be. You can respond differently the next time. But let me read this $5 super chat from Mr. Steele. Mr. Steele, how are you doing? It says, why men trigger some women because of egos. They seem to have women's rights confused with female empowerment. Those egos are rooted in empowerment. I like that. You're right. That is why. I appreciate that so much. But we still have a responsibility to not respond negatively. Meaning, even though I have an ego or I'm prideful, whatever about that, I'm not going to lie to you. I have to check my pride, my ego all the time because I try to do right things. And sometimes when you try to do right things, you always, that's the position that you're in. And I don't know if y'all understand that or not, but you always trying to do right things. So you like, it's hard to sometimes feel where other people are coming from. So I'm saying to you all, if you're triggered by something that a man has said, let's talk about it. Don't be choose not to be triggered. Choose to talk about it. Choose to say, you know what, can we speak on that? And I'm angered because of this. Because it's not okay for us to just behave any kind of way. It's not okay for us to argue and back and forth all the time. It's not okay for men not to allow a woman to sit down because he thinks she's a part of a feminist movement. It's not okay. It's not okay for a woman to try to measure up with a man because she can't. But who knows this? If we're just acting out of our flesh and we're just responding to what's going on in the moment, who knows? So we got to decide what we want to do. And women should not be triggered if a person is telling you something that you did yesterday. If you did something, if you were on the side of I-85 twerking yesterday and it was inappropriate for you to do it, and I roll up on you and I say, you know what, you're 45 years old, you got 2 kids in the car, you should not be twerking on 485. You should not be triggered by that because you're twerking on 485. Now, if you did not want me to say anything, you would have twerked in your house because you're out here in a public forum and I see you and you're a mother and I'm calling you out on your mom because you don't want your baby girl doing it. Why are you going to fuss with me about it because I said something? That's my opinion. I don't want you doing it. I don't care about you doing it, but I'm telling you, you did it. Why are you going to get mad at me? You did it. If it's not anything wrong with it, why get upset about it? So I'm wondering, I always wonder, why do we women get so upset when these men have something to say? Why do we say they're being harsh? If it was something, I watch Tommy Sotomayor. I used to watch him a whole lot, but Tommy used to have videos all the time of different things of women that used to do. They used to do all these videos. Y'all hear what I'm saying to you? This was not things that he made up. He might have had his opinions. I'm not saying he didn't, but he used to do videos. People sending videos, and he would show videos of people doing things. And then he would have his commentary and he would talk about it. He would have people calling in viciously, jumping down his throat for his commentary on what the person did in the video. Now, I don't understand that, because if you did it in the video, you knew you was being taped, but then you didn't want nobody to see it, or you're going to get mad because people have a difference in opinion about what you were doing. I don't understand that, ladies. I don't understand. Y'all got to help me out with it. You got to help me out. I mean, I get you want to do what you want to do, but if you want to do what you want to do, you do it. But understand that not everybody's going to agree with it. And if that's the case, then let that be the case. Don't sit and say this person's doing something to you. Oh, they're talking harshly about me, because they're doing what they're saying, exactly what you were doing. Because you're grown up. You can do what you want. We already know this. Well, for one, CC says, well, for one, women not used to getting checked by men. Why is it considered? Why is it even being checked? Why do you think it's being checked? They're just simply saying what you were doing. You were on 45 twerking. How's that being checked? You know, why is it being checked? I need to know this, because women ain't used to being checked by nobody, but they do whatever they want to do. I mean, so own it or change your behavior. If you gonna own it, let it be what it is. But don't get mad at me when I say that wasn't right. Own it. It's not harsh. I'm just saying, ladies, it is not. When somebody says that you did something that you really do, y'all got to help me out. Why is it harsh? Chorus Blossom says women need to be corrected by men. We are out of order. I agree with that somewhat, but guess what? Our men got to have that posture as men, because for a woman to get on a public transportation and they just look up at her and be like, we're not moving, and got her standing up in the corner, I don't think that group right there need to be checking anybody. I'm just saying. This is just me. I'm saying that group right there didn't need to check anybody. But if there's a man, a real man over here, and he was like, baby girl, you want to sit down? Yeah, thank you so much. He gets a smile and a handshake, whatever it is. He gets the reassuring that I'm on his side. But we too often, we're missing each other some kind of way. And I'm just wondering, why are we missing each other? Why are women so easily triggered by men? Y'all ain't telling me. M Mills always had good stuff. Let me see what she says. I am used to men telling me when I'm wrong. In Mills, I'm that way too, but I try very hard to be in order. But I got a super chat from Luke Casely. Luke Casely, how are you? It's good to see you. Thank you so much for your $11 super chat. Is that a significant number? I like that. $11. I suggest reading Agreement 2 in the 4 Agreement book by Don Miguel Ruiz. Be impeccable with your word. Don't take anything personally, and don't make assumptions. Always do your best. That's real good. Don Riez. I like that. That is very good. We need this book. This is very good. But you get the super chat. I mean, you get the Moneyline song. I like that book. Moneyline. Yeah. Okay, so that was very good. We all need to get that book. We need to do a segment each week on that one. Let me see this again. Let me run that back and see if I can see those agreements. The first one was suggest reading agreements. Second, to follow the 4 agreements book. Okay. Impeccable with words. Okay. Don't take anything personal. Now, see, I really like that one. But here's the deal. That's what we're talking about today. Don't take anything personally. It's impossible for me to not to take something personally when I just did it yesterday. If I just equaled myself or made myself one, or equal, I should say, not one, equal with a man yesterday, or me and him just argued yesterday and I talked terrible to him, it's real. I can't separate myself from what that man is saying today about something I did yesterday. If I'm guilty of it, I'm guilty. Red Lipstick Vibe says, yes, SB, it's a good book. It's a great book. I can believe it. I'm going to have to take a look at that. It sounds like it. We need to share this amongst women and men, but I like it for the women because we wear everything. Did y'all know that? Women tend to wear everything. Correction hurts. Some can't take it. That's why we're talking about accountability, all in the same sentence. Accountability is that right when I did something, if I did something and I was trying to be the best version of myself, if I did something and I knew it was wrong, and guess what? Red Lipstick Vibe. It may hurt, but you know when you're wrong. You absolutely know when you're wrong. Absolutely. You can't even tell me that you don't know when you're wrong. So when I know that I'm wrong, even if I felt justified for a half a second, when I'm done, I know when I'm wrong and I'm ready to account for that. I'm ready to account for that. Now, the people around you may not be ready, but I can still account for what I did. And like, you know what? I could have walked away. I didn't have to say that, or whatever the situation may be. But that's where I'm talking about accountability, because when somebody says exactly something that you did and you did it, it should not be considered harsh, or it should not trigger you because you did it. And I don't understand that, because a lot of times women say they don't want to come up because the men, they don't want to hear the criticism from the men. Now, like I said, I can hear men all day long talk about what women do and don't do. It don't even bother me, because I'm gonna have something for them. Well, maybe this was happening, or maybe this happened yesterday, or whatever the situation may be. And we all need to be at that place because we need to have a conversation. We don't need to be hiding out in the background. T. Shaw says, true, SB. I know when I'm wrong. I know we all do, but some of the women I know won't admit they are. But that's fine. You ain't got to admit it out loud right now, but take note, account for it, run it back through and say, why am I doing this? What is it that I need to do? Why do whatever the situation may be, most of the time is this: I got to grow up. I'm immature in this area, or I was hurt, or this happened, or that happened. Whatever it is, we have to account for, because we have to start having these conversations, y'all. We have to start having these conversations. Gia says, thank you so much, Gia, for your $9.99 super chat. It says, these men aren't looking for accountability in these conversations. They are looking for a scapegoat. That's why you couldn't get them to agree that conception of a child begins with sperm. They don't have to agree with that, Gia. And you might be right, but wait a minute. Let me give you the Moneyline song first, and then we're going to talk about it. Moneyline. me mine.
Going up, need no decline.
Money line.
I'ma run it every time.
Give me mine.
Going up, need no decline.
Yeah, yeah. So Gia, you may be right about that, but they don't have to agree. Everybody knows a baby is not going to happen without the sperm, right? So we don't even look for agreement. What I'm telling you now is what I'm saying to you right now is not about them, because men got their own things they need to work out. Just like I'm talking to you, all being women, they got their own conversations they need to be having too about their accountability. I started out with talking about them. Remember, I said I need them to keep that man posture, because it makes no sense for a woman to get on a bus, public transportation, and you got 15 men sitting around this woman standing up in a corner. And it's all because they can't identify with her being or not being a feminist. And they want to use that, oh, you want to be equal. Now, see, to me, that's a bunch of lazy men. Y'all can say what you want. But that was a group of men that didn't care about being men. You can blame it on the feminist movement if you want to, but that was a bunch of men that did not want to be men, because you don't know what this woman believes in, feels, or what have you. That's my point I was trying to make. You don't know. But then I left that situation and went into a grocery store, and a man that didn't know me, I just smiled at him, and he got my attention, and he lifted the water up and put it in my cart. He could have took that same position that those 15 other men took, but he didn't. So some lines and some wires are being crossed. We got to get everything back in order. That's all I'm saying. And looking at the other group doesn't help us do that. You know, I'm saying to you, Gia, we have to get the women in order, and men, someone else, you know, we have to call things to their attention. They have to get themselves in order. They have to see the difference. Or they have to mind their own posture. I'm telling women we have to mind ours, because they're on here trying to have the conversations, and the women, y'all the ones that are not. See, Gia, you made the man your topic. I'm making you my topic.
Dearly beloved,
I want you to come up and tell me why whatever they do and say, why does it matter to you whether they agree that the sperm makes the baby? Because you know genetically that's how it goes. It doesn't really matter what they agree with it or not. You know it. So why is that your issue? Why are you triggered, Gia? Come and help me out. I love you because I love your comments. I love the way you speak and how you come back and forth. So don't get it wrong. I love the way you participate. So I need you to help me out, though, because they're not my problem. I'm wanting you all to be successful, become married, and be wives. I don't want you all to be uncovered and single women or single mothers or whatever the situation is by yourself when you're 50s and 60s. I don't want that for the women. So I want you all to get it. They're going to have to get it on their own. So I'm trying to empower you, but we got to show value to them too, because they deserve it. I'm not out nowhere digging no hole trying to build a building. I'm not. So I'm just telling you. So Gia, continue on with your comments. Don't get mad at me. You get mad at me, you really triggered. All right. Don't do that. But anyway, this is what I'm saying. So guys, listen, I'm going to drop the link in the chat. And if y'all want to cam up, ladies, I would love for you. Gia, I would love for you to do it first and foremost, because I'm trying to keep your focus on us. I want to focus on the ladies. I want us to be strong Black women. Women, period. Sisters, I ain't leaving y'all out. I'm sorry, Ika, I'm not leaving you out, sister. We want you all to be strong women, and we want you all to be ladies, but we want you all also to recognize that we need valuable men. We need our men, and we need to add value to them. They're all not sitting on the bus and looking up at this woman like she's a ghost. Some of them are doing what they're supposed to do. So we need to add value to those, and the others, they'll get it. Sometimes the maturity level is just not where it should be at all times. So understand that. And listen, guys, when you're coming into the live, make sure you're giving me the thumbs up. It triggers my ears because it's so dumb. Whatever. Gia, we need you. It may be dumb, but guess what? If that's where I'm at right now, that's where I'm at. I can't know everything all in 1 month. I got to grow and mature. Life does this for me. You were grown, women mature, we get it a lot quicker. All right. We get some things, but we can't use the men as a reason for not doing what we're supposed to do. If you understand that. So Chorus Blossom says, SB, do you think it starts with men who are the leaders? I do. But remember, we have to make sure men understand and want to be leaders. Because I heard something very disturbing. Someone told me that all men want to be leaders. So does that mean, and I also already know too that all men don't want to be married. Does that also mean that all men don't want to be the head of households? I mean, I don't know how deep this goes. That's really not my conversation. I'm not a man. I hope some men are reiterating how important they are and how they should be, and maybe not even putting their focus on us. Maybe they should be focusing on each other and making sure they're building up their value. That's what I think. But if they come across me, I'm going to put some life into them, because I need you to open the door for me, brother. I need you to clean my car. I need you to love me. All those things that men do for women and all those things that women do for men. Like I said, we need them to love us so we can multiply it and give it back to them in submission and love and respect.
Dearly beloved.
We started with that, y'all. That's how it started. We can't get away from it. We shouldn't even try to get away from it. But it starts with the men giving us whatever it is. Whatever it is. So y'all don't be giving us no chaos, because we don't want to give y'all hell. But that seems like where we at right now, y'all. Hey, Aaron, that seems like where we at right now. But we want to get back to the love and needing each other and working together. So let's keep the focus on us. Luke Casely says, I was on live last night. A man came to me. You'll be surprised how it gets them off balance if you respond in a soft and feminine way. He ended up complimenting me. Use your femininity for your defense all the time. But we got to get there, because like you said, he didn't know the difference until you showed him a difference. That's what my point was about the lady on the public transportation. No one wanted to get up to give her that seat. But the response was, or the recap was, you want to be a feminist, huh? You want to be my equal? I don't want to be no man's equal, but can he tell that? Can he automatically see I'm not trying to be his equal? Or what is it that needs to happen? And I don't want these women to have to go through life thinking I got to do everything on my own if that's not what they want to do. If they want to have a husband, if they want to be a wife, if they want to start a family or whatever it is, I want the men to be able to recognize this is a good one. SB, what are 3 things women can do to change? I got to see what's going on first. I don't know. I would say number 1. Well, of course, I don't think you heard what I said. My first thing coming in from the email, I was like, it was 2 things the young lady didn't mention in her email. Now, she said she had that part together. But the first thing I mentioned was her spiritual relationship. Now, y'all already know I think everything is spiritual. So I'm not just floating around here just thinking I'm in control of something. I'm always checking myself, and I'm always tuning in. I'm just going to say it like that. I'm always tuning in. The second thing is the accountability. I'm an adult. So when I do things, I try to account for what I do. I don't try to hold anybody else responsible for what I do. So when things happen, I always look at myself and say, what role did you play in this situation? And when I do that, I crystal clear. I can see what either I did wrong or I didn't do. I was right. Now, the second thing, since I am tuned in and I do have a foundation, I do have a Christian foundation. I do. I have a spiritual relationship with Christ. He's checking me all the time. So if I do something wrong, it's like a bright light. That wasn't right. So I'm not telling you all what to believe or who to believe, but I'm saying to you, that's what I did, course. This is where I'm at. The second thing is the accountability. I gotta stay accountable for what I do. I have to check it, because I don't have to say anything about it right now, because let me tell y'all something. I've been married a long time. Y'all know that. And even y'all just don't know. I've been married so long that God uses me, in my relationship. He shows me different things, because my husband and I need to be on the same wavelength. We need to operate together. He don't need to be one place and I be another. So we got to stay in tune. So a lot of times things are being revealed to me that need to come to light, but sometimes my husband ain't ready to hear it. Sometimes, it's not time for me to say it, but I promise you guys, it plays itself out like a TV show sometimes. the smallest things can be used to reveal your point. Smallest things. It ain't always got to come from your mouth. Sometimes you can use the things they say because men think differently, right? So I could be like, oh God, it's so crazy. It's so amazing, but crazy because they don't hear the way we do. Miss Carrington, how are you? They don't hear the way we do. So sometimes you have to leave things alone. You have to leave it in that moment. And if they also have a relationship, which I know they do, have a spiritual relationship with Christ also, then it'll be revealed. Some things you just allow to happen. And you don't have to have a fight about it. You don't have to be right all the time. You don't have to talk all over each other. You just have to ask for the answers and it will come. So, of course, to answer your question, you said three things. The first thing is the spiritual relationship. The second thing is you got to be accountable. I did see here in the chat, and I do agree with this too. I don't know if I agree with this in this order, but you do have to have humility. You do. Women, we have to be humble. We do. We have to check ourselves. We do. Now, would that be the next one? I have to think about that. I definitely have to think about that.
I could join.
I definitely do. So, but that was good. I like that, the humility. But the two that I've came up with thus far, listen, accountability is it for me for now, because I think accountability brings all of that other stuff out. Accountability and integrity. That's very important, y'all. Y'all don't understand how that keeps you. If you're accountable for what you do, you walk differently, you talk differently, you move different. So that's a big deal. Thank you, Course. Thank you for asking the question. Aika, how are you? Uh-oh.
Okay, sorry, I was unmuted and I didn't realize. I'm good. Been really, really busy, but good.
Well, that's a good thing. Sometimes busy is good. I think I like to stay busy.
I like it in ebbs and flows. Like sometimes I just want to relax. So this past 2 weekends, me and Bob were like traveling to different places for like weddings and stuff. So it was just like, it was fun, but it was like, it was busy.
It was fun, but now you're tired. Now you want to rest. Now it's time to go on with your regular day.
Exactly. I'm happy to be home.
Yeah. I feel you on that. But I do better when I'm busy. I do. I say that I want to relax, but I actually do better when I'm busy.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
I know. So what do you think about this? And you're not one of these people because you always up trying to give your opinion. So you're not that person, but why do you think women are easily triggered? And if you agree with that statement, how can we help our ladies not be triggered by the things that men say?
So I don't entirely agree with the statement because I've seen both men and women be triggered, but it's in different ways. Like I know some very triggerable men.
See, this is the thing. I agree with you totally, but today we're not talking about men.
No, I understand.
Right. This is a problem for us because, and I'm gonna tell you why. Not quite like that. I'm saying this to you because even though the men are triggered, and you're right, they get strong. We got to start having these conversations, and they come up to have the conversations. I can't get the women to come up. So even if the men are triggered and they be over the top, they're still coming and they're having the conversations. I have to get the women here. So that's why I want to talk to the women. The men are here. They like, I know I'm jacked up. Yeah, I did this last Friday or whatever. They're here and they're talking about it. But how do we get the women to say, okay, I'm jacked up too. Let me talk about it.
Well, I guess it's also, if we're talking specifically in like the YouTube space, I think it's very vulnerable to show your face. Right. And then on top of it, you don't necessarily always want to tell someone or it's hard to tell someone of the things you do wrong, much less a bunch of random people who can like identify you now because your face is on the internet. Right. So I can see that being like a potential deterrent. Another thing I think is maybe people don't like being told that they're wrong at all. So like if you're someone who can't take criticism or maybe like you don't really feel like you're wrong when someone's telling you that you're wrong and you might have maybe a more volatile kind of response with it. Like, I don't know, like you're not at a point where you're grounded enough to think, hey, maybe I'm acting out of pride or I'm offended and I can't tell when I actually am. So I know earlier on with me and Bob in our relationship, I think I was definitely someone who would ramp up if I was corrected in a way I didn't like. It had to be done in the way that I wanted it to be done.
Slow down. I need you to slow down. I need you to
sorry.
say that. No. You're doing good. I don't want you to breeze by that because we got to figure out what that is. But before you say that, I want to, therapeutic wisdom says, have the men stop attacking the women. I want to talk about that too, but I want you to slow down with that comment that you just made because you said a lot. You said, I don't want to be corrected, but besides the way that I want to be corrected. Is that what I heard you say?
Yeah. So Bob had to learn how to like say things and let it lie because then later, and this sometimes would be like months, maybe even like a year later, right? I would think about it and be like, he was right. And I would eventually get it because I'm slow. And even now,
but
I'm
listen,
slow, so.
But tell us about this, how I want to be corrected. If you knew you needed to be corrected, you would have corrected yourself and no one needed to tell you.
Yeah, but I think sometimes you don't always want to. Well, I know for me, I didn't want to admit that I was wrong, or maybe I felt like a certain degree of like shame if I was wrong. So,
There you
like,
go.
so yeah. So for me, it was like I had. Well, I guess it's also like history for me too. Like I had a lot of issues, kind of like asserting for myself when I was younger.
Okay.
So I had to overcompensate by like being really aggressive about when I was wrong, right?
But let me ask a question though.
Mm-hmm.
When Bob said what he said and you identified with it being right or wrong, but towards you, in that moment that you were triggered, you knew it was right, didn't you?
You know, I don't know if I thought of it that way. I had to think about it later. But in that moment, I didn't think that he was right. I just wanted to be right. Right. So
Well, I was just trying to figure out where the trigger came from, though. Why would you get upset if you wasn't sure that what he was saying was correct? Why would it affect you?
Because my sense of self had to be right and had to have someone else say that it was right. So if someone came up to me, it was just like, you said something wrong. And I'd be like, nuh-uh, what are you talking about? Like, I said it right. What do you mean? Right. And then I have to think about it.
So it's an automatic, I'm right.
Yeah, exactly. But that's
because
your my assurance at some point was more about me being certain that I was right, as if it validated me in some way. Now that might not work for everybody, right?
No. You said a lot because what you're saying is women have egos that go way beyond being right. Because you just said my ego was being checked whether it was right or wrong, and I felt it and I was offended because you said in the moment I didn't know what he was saying was right or wrong, but I was gonna leave there right.
Yeah, or I wanted him to like. This sometimes will happen if we read the Bible. I feel like I'm on a point and I really want him to agree with my point, and he's like, I think that doesn't make sense. And I'm just like, what do you mean it doesn't make sense? Like, and I have to think about it and be like, well, why am I really upset? And I think it takes time for someone to really like, right. And this is more for everyone. I guess with women, since we're talking about women, maybe it takes some women time to really think about what am I really feeling? And that's something I have to learn over a long period of time. What am I feeling? Why am I feeling like that? And if I can find the why, then it's easy for me to respond in a way that's leveled. And if I can get to the leveled response, that's like mission success, you know?
Right. And men don't listen or hear that way. They're not going to give you that time. They're going to be solution based. I need to have a point. And if you come with it and it's not the same, then they're going to come back with something else. And it may not be in agreement with where you are.
You could, well, I don't know. Cause Bob's not like, Bob's really good at understanding people, right? Like, so I don't really have to worry about him coming with a bunch of solutions and trying to like fix it right on the spot. Cause he understands that for me, sometimes I need to process things and I have to talk about it to process. So he kind of like backs off and lets me like talk. And then I'm like, oh, I get it now. And he's like, okay, you want a solution? I'm like, okay, you know? So
that's really good. That's really good that he's picked that up about you and allows you to be that person.
Right. But for a man that maybe doesn't understand that, I guess like I would have to say, I need a moment to think about it. Like, I'm not saying that you're wrong. I just need a moment to think. And if he's really about helping you or correcting you in a about helping you, then he should give you that space to think about it.
Yeah, but like you and Baba in a relationship, and that should happen, and you all are growing together and figuring out what works for both of you. And I get it. But we're just using these YouTube spaces as an example because your story you just told is going to help somebody.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. I think it should, because you just said, this is how I process things, and he gives me that space to do so. That's going to help somebody. Mm-hmm. That's going to help some man. Okay, so when we're in these YouTube spaces, it's not relationship. It's just man and woman. And we're there. Each party, what I would like to have is each party bring something to the platform to help someone else. But if the men are saying, this is just an example, if men are saying, these women, they don't even smile, anymore for whatever reason. And the women are saying, why are you attacking women? I need that to go away. I need the woman to understand that there are women out there that are not smiling, but I need you to be the woman that smiles, or be able to convey the message to the man. Well, maybe this woman is going through something that you just maybe don't understand, in a calm way, instead of coming with, you don't know what she feeling. She might, and she ain't got to smile, like that.
Well, I think that's the thing. You're wanting someone to do that, but no one can do that but yourself. Right? Exactly. Right. So I think maybe if we're going to go on these YouTube spaces, because even for me, I have to think about it like, okay, like if I'm on this space and someone disagrees with me, I should at least listen and be like, oh, I don't know. Or say like, let me think about it. Right. Like give myself the space to like process in some way, shape or form. Like, I don't think I really I haven't come up on your channel to really like talk a whole lot. A lot of times I'm just trying to listen, because I understand that it doesn't take much for me to get stuck in a point and then to die on that point. So if I spend more time listening, then I'll have a better way of like communicating. And maybe people just don't know how to communicate. Like at the end of the day, if you don't have the grounding to really ask yourself, why am I doing this, or why am I feeling this? And then they don't know how to do that in live action.
So Luke Hazlett said it best too, self-reflection. But the point I'm just trying to make is that women, we don't want to make the men our problem. They're not our enemies. We want to focus on ourselves. If we're the ones that are smiling, like, because I gave myself as an example, I smiled at everybody because I just like to smile. So when somebody makes a comment, women don't ever smile, I don't feel like they're talking to me. So I don't have a comeback. I'm just like, oh, really? I'm not triggered by that. Or a lot of times when they call, and they don't really do it over here. I hear that some channels, they really give women a hard time. So, but either way, that's the point I'm trying to make. What we should own up for what we do. Hey, Bella, we got to own what we do and figure out how we want to do it. Now, if a woman did not smile and the man said, women don't even smile, then that would be a woman that was triggered. But what I'm saying, instead of being triggered, own the fact that you are now being called out because you didn't smile. You didn't have to say anything, though. Just work on it. Just take account for, I'm running around here mean mugging. That ain't right. Instead of fighting it, just mean mugging. And it just has nothing to do with men. I don't want it to be about a man. That's why I was like, they have their own issues. We could talk about men all day and never be done. Never be done. I'm just trying to tell the women, we need to be women who value our men and let them know we appreciate them. And if it's something that we need to work on, then we want to work on it. So let's do that.
Well, then the only thing I can think of that is like what women can do in these kinds of spaces is like, don't cam up if you're not willing to deal with someone who might push your buttons, and know yourself enough to like know what you need to handle yourself when your button's being pushed. Like if you need to go silent, go silent. If you need to like leave, because that's better than blowing up and making things worse. But that's not easy to do if like you don't have that kind of like self-reflection, I guess. I don't know.
Right. Yeah. So, and I'm just wondering why men don't care and women are we're so secretive about it. We have to grow. We can't stay locked in our own little spaces and be like, this is how it is and it's going to be this way. We have to grow.
Well,
We have to be the best version of ourselves.
I mean, I also think in some YouTube spaces, men can speak in a very harsh manner. And it's one of those things where, like, even for me, if I was like, man, if I was on that panel, I don't know how I would feel, because I would feel like the harshness was directed to me, even if it wasn't directed at me. Right. And
that's interesting right there. Why would, because I understand what you're talking about. I say it all the time. There's sometimes they speak very condescending, very harsh, but that's their tone and that's how they're speaking. But it doesn't bother me if it's not something that applies to me. But why would you say that would bother you? Just because
I'm sensitive. so tones and things like that. And like if someone gets upset, even if they're not upset with me, like I'll get affected. I'll have to think about how to like detach from that, to think like, okay, why are they mad, versus like, oh no, how's it making me feel? So maybe someone who's more like sensitive like that would not want to go on some spaces if they feel like they're going to get torn up for just being there and being a woman, right?
So let me ask you a question. Did you grow up, what's your family dynamic? Did you grow up with a mother and father in the home?
I did, but their relationship was like weird. Like,
oh, the point I'm trying to get to is your dad never said anything to you. He never disciplined you or anything.
Oh no, I was not disciplined. I make jokes about how much I was not disciplined. It's hilarious.
So that's why you would be affected by tones. If because a man is a man, and if you grew up in a household where a man did a lot of the discipline, or if a military background or something like that, and you're used to hearing a man's voice, it wouldn't bother you so much to have a man speak in a voice that, especially like you said, not directed towards you, and it not make you sensitive. You'll be like, oh, he's talking. It's just a man talking. He's demanding that attention. He's authoritative. He has a voice of authority, and this is what he's saying. It would be more like that than, you're mean. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. That would apply for me. I think like I've had to learn to be like, to have like a filter to it.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that's not what he meant. I have actually one friend, because I go to like a martial arts school, and you have different people of different ages, different backgrounds. And there's one dude I know there who like, he speaks very like harshly all the time.
Authoritative. Right? Change the words. Forget that. Not
okay. Well, I don't know, but I guess like
he's a man in authority. He's owning the spot. Don't make it harsh. Harsh for me would be using like negative words, or calling, saying things that are derogatory. Is he saying things that are derogatory, or is he just on point?
He's on point in a like kind of like antagonistic sort of ways when he gets into a certain mode, right? Yeah. So we were talking about like relationships, right? Because like we were just like, it's been a while, we were catching up and we were talking about like relationships, because he was interested in eventually like getting married, and he's like an older kind of dude. So, and he was talking about who he was interested in, and he like said a lot of things that I didn't really agree with, much less enjoy to hear. Right. And then when I tried to push back a little bit, be like, well, have you considered this? He kind of like turned up even more. And I think in the moment I was like feeling frustrated, but then I was like, okay, well, like that's his experience. Let's just leave it at that. And then when I thought about it later, it's like, why was I actually upset about it? Right. And I realized that I was upset about it because I couldn't really assert my opinion and have it be like at least respected in some way. That was pride, right? And if I was really about just like pushing back and giving him another perspective, it's okay if he doesn't like think about it now. Like I could say something and he might think about it later and just be like, oh, that's something I can think about later. Or he might never think about it. But that's not my responsibility to try to like change him. And that's where I went wrong. So I think maybe when I hear some things about like on YouTube that are kind of harsh, like maybe more like, I don't know what other word to say than harsh. I'm sorry. Maybe I need a bigger vocabulary. I don't know.
I see what you're talking about, because even myself, like M. Mills helped me. And I just saw her in the chat, and I'm still saying thank you to her. she said to me that people may receive me as being condescending.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not condescending. That I don't think I'm condescending at all, but this is me. I'm me. I wouldn't think it, but I am very straightforward. I am authoritative,
Mm-hmm.
but in some, sometimes the truth is very rude. And this goes back to a comment that someone else made. And I'm sorry, I don't remember the name. I saw the comment. Authority is not rude, but it could be received that way, because truth is one of those things that hurt very deeply sometimes. And it may not even, I may not even be talking to you, but if you heard it and received it, or I should say wore it, then it would be considered harsh, or it would be considered offensive. And it's only because I'm being me. But she helped me, and she was like, well, if you really want people to hear what you're saying, you can't, you almost coming off condescending. And I'm like, okay, I gotta work on that, because I don't even know that I'm being condescending. I'm just saying. And it's almost like a matter of fact thing. I'm almost like matter of fact, this is how it is. Because that's how I see the world. Right. It's this way. It's not, you got your black and you got your white. Y'all can play in the gray area you want to, but that's not a matter of a fact. The matter of fact is you do this is your outcome. And that's just how I view it. So when a man is speaking, they're kind of that way, if that makes sense. They don't have the emotional gray area. They're mostly white and they're black, right? So that emotions that we throw in there, that gray area, but I wouldn't feeling well, all those things that make us think differently, they don't have it. So when a man is speaking and he wants to get, he wants solution, or he wants answers, like the guy at the karate, he wanted feedback, or he wanted something to happen. He wanted change to happen. So when you want change to happen, you speak that way. And that's kind of how it goes. Now, it all depends. Now, you may not receive it that way because you're thinking your emotions are telling you how to feel. Where if he wouldn't have said it that way, maybe I would have done it. Or if he, it's always that with women. If he wasn't speaking so harshly, your word, then I probably could have heard him better. So it doesn't change what he said. It just changes the way you received it.
Right. But again, that just makes me go back to, like, everyone, I think, should probably learn how to keep themselves level or grounded, or whatever word you want to use to describe that, right? Like, you can't go through life and not have some degree of self-control, right? If you're upset or angry, you need to have control, because you do dumb stuff when you're angry or you're upset, right? And that goes, I think, for everybody. So I think it's just like a fact of life for me, is just being able to approach things and sorry, hold on. Bob just came home.
Hey, Bob.
Hello.
How are you, sir?
Oh, is this security boss?
Yeah.
Oh, what's up? How you doing?
Good. I appreciate you went to work today and worked really hard.
Yeah.
It's Friday. It's a good Friday, though.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Good to see you.
Yeah, same.
Good topic.
All right, you go. That's Mr. Logic down there. Have y'all met Mr. Logic?
Yeah, I've seen him on the show.
Okay, good. Mr. Logic, how you doing today?
Hey, my middle name is Bob.
I don't know how we would know that, but thank you for sharing. Thank you.
Why are women triggered by men?
Yeah.
I think they triggered by submission. They don't like that word or that idea. They don't feel like they should, like, they don't want to give that up for nothing.
You talk, okay.
I mean, what's the point of giving that up when you don't feel like somebody deserve it, or you ain't got no respect for somebody? Right?
Ooh, Bob, you talking too much. You just came home.
Yeah,
I need you to relax.
Right, I need to take a shower. But I mean, in all honesty, I feel like the thing that I feel like I've had an issue with it is just how do you earn respect in the eyes of the woman that you're trying to be around, I guess, because I mean, of course, there's lots of women that you don't really care about, they'll be triggered regardless, and it's not your job to tame each and every woman, but in order to get your girl to act right, what is it that she don't see you doing or don't see, and I mean, a lot of times I feel like they are very, I don't know how to explain it. If it's out of their sight, it's not in their mind. Like if you doing extra work at you stressing, dealing with people at work, all sorts of stuff, and you come home and you trying to relax, and they see you relaxing all the time, and they don't see you getting up and doing nothing, they're not considering all that sweat and work and ish that you just did all day or whatever, all the people and all the BS you had to put up with. They over there in their own bubble, in their own head, dealing with their own thing. And if you ain't got the time or energy to try to be there at home too, then they looking at you like you ain't good for nothing. They're like,
well, you know what? Mr. Logic got a whole list. Mr. Logic, what you call your list for women? What you call that list you got? What you call that list?
Oh, the woman submission tier list.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what he's talking about right there.
Yeah, that list is undefeated. It is undefeated. No woman has ever came yet that wasn't in a good space that can prove that list wrong. I'm telling you, undefeated. You know what I'm saying? I got a question for you. Your name Bob, right?
Yeah.
Is your wife a stay-at-home mom?
No, she's working from home.
She working from home?
Right.
You can see the difference in it. You can just see the difference in, like, I'm telling you, a woman who have time to actually care for a household, you can see the difference. And look, where I was raised at, I never saw that. You know what I'm saying? My mom, my auntie, my sisters, everybody that was around in my community, they never had time to take care of their household. So they was expected to be a man and a woman at the same time.
Right.
So now, if you have a woman that you expect them to do these things, they will lose some things like respect. They will lose things like submission. So, and I'm not giving them an excuse. I'm just keeping it straight down the middle. The same thing as a man. If a man was to get off of work, take kids, do homework, cook, clean, all these different things that we expect women to do, men will tap out, or they will start picking up feminine traits because you got them doing feminine duties.
Absolutely. So listen, Bob, you and Ika, y'all go take a little bit of time, and you could definitely cam back up, but I know you just walked in the door, and it's time to relax just a little bit. And I'm gonna talk to Mr. Logic a bit, but you can definitely cam back up in a little bit or whenever you want to.
Right.
I'm gonna give y'all a minute because you just walked in the door.
Hey, ma'am, get that man a beer, please. Get that man a beer
I
now.
don't like beer.
Yeah, she got me a smoothie.
Yeah.
She got him a smoothie.
You just made him a smoothie that fast?
No, I made myself a smoothie and I saved him some.
Well, you see, look, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. That little connection, that's how it's supposed to be. But now, if I come home sweaty and tired, and my old lady come home sweaty and tired, who gonna be the caretaker?
Right.
Who gonna rub the feet? If I come home and I didn't been at work all day, taking all these rounds from these different entities, whether it was traffic, whether it was co-workers, whether it was possible bosses, and then now I'm coming home, I need to be healed. Who can heal me? If both of us wounded, that's why our relationships is messed up. You got two wounded individuals coming in the house at the same time, full of holes, full of scars and cuts from reality, and you not gonna look at that woman and say, "Heal me, baby." Well, hold on. I gotta do these kids' homework.
Right.
You finish the kids' homework yet? Oh, well, I gotta go to the grocery store and go get, you know what I'm saying? We gotta eat. Okay. You finished that? Well, I got this project tomorrow. I gotta get caught up in that.
Right.
Oh, is you still? And then now it's clashing from the moment you walk in that house.
Right.
So guess what? We're not getting ready. Y'all didn't get ready to blame SB for that. So y'all I'll give you time, but come back a little later and we'll talk to you soon.
All right.
See y'all in a little bit. Bye-bye. Hey, Mr. Logic and Cheeky Banter. How are you guys?
I'm good.
Hey,
TJ.
how you doing? All right. So listen, Logic, you was the first one in, but I don't know. Did you have anything else you wanted to add right now? Or do you want me to go ahead and go to Cheeky?
See, you do me any kind of way, security boss. See, and I stay. Oh, you got SB Nation gear too?
Look, I don't want to talk to you about that right now. I already talked to you about that.
I'm finna fade the roaches on you. I'm fading the roaches.
No, look, what did I do to you, Mr. Logic? What is it that I did to you? You got to tell me the truth. I already told you I've been looked out for you, but I got to get some information from you. Remember I told you that?
What did I do to you?
Yeah, no, you said I did something to you.
No. I was just playing. I was just actually like looking at the SB Nation gear. I like it. And you know what? I got me some white and pink Christian Louis Vuittons that'll match that hat.
Oh, okay. So a hat. Now see, I didn't do you no hat. You wanted a hat. You want a hat?
I want everything. I'll hang it up on my wall.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. All right. So how you been doing though? Everything good?
Working hard as hell. You know, COVID restriction is lifted, so government is back in full effect. So yeah, I'm just working, burning out. But I finally found this time to come have a conversation with Miss Security Boss because I like this topic.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. I appreciate what you just did too. That was good. That was good. Ika and Bob are straight up. They're good people.
Yeah. He had a smooth as soon as he walked in the house. You saw that? I
sure did.
Yeah.
And the microwave was on. She had already had it ready. All he had to do was take them boots off and sit down and enjoy.
Exactly. But if she was black, the first thing he would have got when he walked in the house is a right hook.
That ain't true. That you didn't listen. You got to talk to Mr. Boss and ask him, is that true? Never. That ain't even true. No.
Yeah. But I'm telling you, Security Boss, y'all part of the minority. A majority of black men is getting right hooks when they walk in the house.
Listen, we're trying to turn it around. Even if we are the minority, CJ doing it too. So we ain't gonna stay the minority. That's what we're talking about now. We want to know why we're being triggered. We want to know how we can turn it around. And we talking to the ladies. We want to know. What can we do besides become examples and continue to say it's okay? You know, we're winning. It's okay. You know, it's just not enough. Like you just told her, and you didn't grow up with that. If we can find enough people to be examples, enough women to talk about it and to see how we can get there and achieve it, then what can we do but continue to do that? If they're not examples, we got to create the examples.
But we got to pull them out of that hostile situation. These situations that we put our women in, they're not designed for it. Even though they would say to themselves, yeah, we can do this. We can do this. I understand that. But women are emotional. And by us, and I hear everybody agree that women are emotional. Even women agree they're emotional. When they have arguments and they can't back it up with facts, they always go to, well, you know, we're emotional. So now what that's telling you is that you're not prepared to be in these situations that you want to put yourself in. So I want to, as a man, pull you out of these situations, put you in a comfort zone, and then now I would actually protect your feminine energy. Because if I put you out in that world and I expose you to the world, I expose you to the hazards of that world, you will eventually become masculine. And I keep saying it. It's just like, you know what? Kids are kids. But kids in Congo are different. Why? Because at a young age, you put guns in their hands and they experience killing, and you force them at a young age to do things. So now they will actually lose what's natural to them. They will actually lose what it is to be a kid. They will actually lose how a kid is when a kid can just walk up to any kid and just don't care what color he is, don't care how, you know what I'm saying, he look. They just want to have fun. But if you put them in that uncomfortable situation for a prolonged period of time, day by day by day, year by year by year, eventually that kid will become whatever environment he's in. And now these work environments
in that case.
We see these work environments like that. I'm sorry.
No, you're right, Mr. Lockton. That's what we're trying to do. But I think first we got to get our women to have these conversations because they're so like M. Mills just said, they're caught up in the rat race. So I think we need to account for where we are. We need to find out why we're triggered. Let's go to the hurts. let's say, I made this decision. I made a bad decision. Now I'm accounting for that, because guess what? Most of these women now can't even recognize a good man. We'll think that you all coming the same.
So why don't we start small? And I guarantee you this, we can do this. And watch this. Why don't we start wife classes? All right. And I guarantee you this. I guarantee you, if we start wife classes as something small like an elective that kids can get college credit for, whatever, and you go on these basic concepts, and you have actual women teaching them, hey, this is what it is to be a wife. So now they don't have to experience it, you know what I'm saying, by just throwing them in the water, because that's what we do. They never rode that bike before. They never had training wheels on how to be a wife. So now what we do is we put them on a 10-speed bike and they can't even paddle. And then we push them and say, go. And we wonder why they crash so many times. We wonder why they can't paddle, because their legs are not long enough. Because if their legs are long enough through experience, they will understand that, so they would know how to paddle. But we never taught them that. We throw our women to the damn wolves in these relationships of marriage. And then now we wonder why they're so triggered. It's not an excuse, because as you know, on everywhere you see me, I hold women accountable, because you're an adult now. But why do we continue to put these kids on 10-speed bikes and push them down a big hill and expect them not to crash?
Well, my thing is, and I'm gonna get Cheeky and TJ in on this. My thing is that because they're not asking for help. They're not speaking on it. They're not talking about it. They're not trying to figure out how to be a woman. They think they're on the 10-speed bike already. It's hard to go backwards. If I'm already riding the bike and I've already lived the life and I've already had the hard knocks, how can I go back and say, oh, I did this wrong, or oh, this didn't work, or what have you? So we're trying to start the conversations, because the conversations are not being had. Men are having conversations. Y'all know it. Men are having them. But we are trying, for myself, I would love to start having the conversations with the women. And that's what the platform is about. Of course, we're going to show value to the men, but I want to start having the conversations with the ladies. And the ladies have been reaching out. They have been doing the emailing, but I got to figure out why we so triggered. But I want to go to Cheeky on this. Cheeky, what do you think about this? Because you the next gen, you the standard, buddy. What do you think about this?
I think a lot of women have good intention, but unfortunately, intention and the end result don't always match up. So I think a lot of women, as much as they like to put on a front, they realize that there's an issue. A lot of the women online, I'm just going to be honest, a lot of women online put up a very hard front. But if you talk to them as individuals, or even in the comment sections a little bit, and you break through that little barrier, you start to realize they'll admit that they're lost, or they don't know what to do. That's why Kevin Samuels, as much as, the haters he's getting now that he's passed, he still was very relevant. And a lot of women did call up to try to understand what was going on. I think, like a lot of things, negativity kind of outpushes positivity. But women, I really do think women have good intention. It's just they don't know. They really don't know how to manifest whatever it is that they're looking for, right? And an example would be monogamy, right? I've just put up a video where Kadeen and Devon, they put out a clip some years ago that was like, Waterman. She was being very honest and said, had I known what I know now at the age of 36, when I was 26, I would have reevaluated it. I would have thought differently, right? I didn't know I'd have to match her sex drive. I didn't know what it meant to be a wife. I was trying to figure it out. And, if you watch the rest of that video beyond the viral clip, he was like, I understand that, because the same thing was, happened for me as well. They had an understanding. I think that's the biggest thing that men and women are missing today, is nobody's understanding, and nobody really cares, because we both have needs and wants. And men have felt neglected for years, and the younger generation, which is me, is like, we're not going to repeat this. Sorry, it ain't gonna be another 40 years of this. It can be the other way around for all weekend, but it ain't gonna be a repeat. Like, we standing on our square type deal. So yeah,
that's good. You're exactly right. So we got to meet each other. That's what you're saying. So I like that. TJ, how are you?
What?
That went good. Why did you drop back down and come back up? Because your voice sounds like a little, I don't know, munchkin or something. That was too cute. Now, Chica, you're talking about the Ellises, right?
I don't know if their name is Ellis.
And Ellis.
Both of them light skinned. That's all I know. One of them played football, and the other one was just pretty enough to date a football player. So I mean, it has to be more than that, but I don't know much about them. But yeah, it's those two. That clip went viral because we talk about understanding men and women, and I honestly think that most men aren't necessarily meant to be monogamous, but women for the life of them can't understand why, and it's just like I can't explain that to you. It's natural, just like it's natural for you to go through a period, and it's natural for you to be hypergamous and want the best option that you can possibly get.
Mm-hmm.
As a man, I have testosterone, and I broke it down as to why I think monogamy or polygamy for men is hypergamy. Polygamy is hypergamy for men, right? Like it's equivalent in that way. Now, if a man decides that he wants to be monogamous, like myself, I understand what comes with dealing with women, outside of like a sexual relationship. Just dealing with women and having real, genuine conversations. It takes a lot of emotional stamina. It takes a lot of mental preparation as far as you knowing how to talk to women, because I do think that men, I'm finna sound like simp. Men do need to understand women don't speak the same way. So you have to tailor your conversation with women in order to get to where you're trying to go, right? Because if I talk to women, I understand logic. I understand that to a degree, right? Because I do think it's two sides. I think it's two sides. I do think women also need to understand how men communicate, and they also need to learn how to articulate in the way that a man can understand. The issue, and me and you, security boss, had this conversation, is women talk in conversation and in stories. I don't got time for a damn story every day. I'm sorry. Like, I don't read books because I don't like the library. So what I need you to do is give it to me straight so I figure out what's going on.
Can I ask you a question based on what he said? Chink.
Yes, sir.
Being aggressive is a man attribute, correct?
Yeah, I would say that's masculine.
Yeah. All right. So women complain about a man living up to his natural self, being aggressive. That's just like us complaining about a woman being feminine. That's just like if security boss be on here and one of her attributes I told her I like about her, how reserved she is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Imagine a society where I'm sitting here telling security boss she need to be more aggressive.
Okay. I see what you're getting at. You're getting at telling men to kind of suppress the nature of being direct.
You try to tell a man not to be a man, and then now that's why I use an analogy of what the best way to get an understanding, if you flip that thinking to the opposite, and in this case, the opposite would be a woman, correct? Imagine how idiotic I would look telling security boss or TJ Randall that they need to be more aggressive in this conversation with men.
Well, what I would say to that is, I think it's not the same, but I do get what you're saying, right? I'm not disagreeing with your thought process, but I'm disagreeing with the idea of telling men to tailor their conversation or tone, especially in this society. I'm only dealing with the way that women and men are raised in the Western Hemisphere in America. Now, maybe if we was in Iran, we could yell at the women and they'd be okay. But the situation is, women carry weapons too. Women will slap you, and unfortunately, you can't stomp them out or to look bad. So, in order in order, because there's a dance to the West. There's a dance, a romantic dance that women have in their mind and that men must play in order to get to the pants. That's how you get the smooth talking. That's how you get to do what you do. I
But
know
see,
you,
put it in context with the topic, right? Why
yeah.
are women easily triggered, right?
Okay.
Go to the Thursday night show.
Oh man,
Show.
that Thursday nights don't count. You can't use that.
I'm using an example, right? Because
that don't count.
No, look.
Okay, I'm listening.
I'll just say, hear me out now. Use the example of the Thursday night show, right?
Okay.
What will happen is, and this answers Security Boss question, why are women easily triggered when they face with the truth? See, when I say something, right, and it's factual, you will see individuals on that panel that will immediately get triggered, right? And then so now when faced with the truth, but when they get triggered, do they present masculine energy or feminine energy when they're triggered?
It depends. If it's Q, feminine.
Boy, stop. Look.
look at I just want to see his face. I'm trying to trigger him now.
But wait a minute though. What is I hate to say this, but if there's any kind of pushback on Thursday night show, it cannot show up as feminine energy because it won't be heard. The only if feminine energy showed up as a pushback, it would be overlooked. There's no way possible.
SB. I don't know when Amir was on the show. I'm not gonna lie, men did make way. Like I remember one time, even when the women was ganging up on Amir, they was like, not to Amir. I don't know why.
The men did that, but I'm talking about from the women. The men can do that, but I'm talking about from the women themselves. He asked the question. He's saying, are they coming with feminine energy or masculine energy?
I can't hear you.
Right.
Meeting. So, Logic, you wasn't here from the beginning, but let me just say this. I heard a pastor say, and I want to hear what you got to say about this. Men typically, men give women, how did I say it? Men give women what they want and women multiply it. So if you're coming chaotic, the women gonna give you hell. If you're coming with sperm, the women gonna give you a baby. If you're coming with a house, the women are gonna give you a home. So whatever energy you giving them, they're going to multiply it.
Okay, now I'm gonna give you the same analogy that's also said about it, that was said from a pastor, right? Nobody should ever be able to remove you from your frame.
I agree. You should be right. Exactly.
That's what I'm saying, right? So nobody should ever be able to take you out of your frame.
Right.
If your frame is being feminine.
Right.
Nobody can ever take you out of your frame, because at the end of the day, when you see Mr. Logic become feminine, then you will have an argument against me. But for the most part, what you see is you're seeing men being men and women try to match that same energy. You never see it the other way around. You never see, well, you do see it, and I call them out because it's that SIMP.
No, listen. Let me say this, and we're gonna get TJ in on this. I do think there's way too much over talking that goes on, and I just think that's I don't know if that's less feminine or more feminine, but I can't see how a man can be. What would be the feminine energy coming from a man in a situation like that? I don't understand how that would present itself.
I would tell you. It's about, remember the show we did about the biggest divide in the black community, and I stated this, and it went over people's head because they want to talk in these. They don't understand just simple concepts. Sometimes simple concepts is the solution to a lot of stuff. Okay. I said the problem with Thursday night show, and I'm gonna say it again, is people do not concede to the facts.
Okay.
If I see and say, security boss, I like your hat, is white, pink, and black, right?
Right.
And she can come on and say, no, Mr. Logic, it's not right, pink and black. You know, that's totally derail the conversation, and we're going to be on and on and on and on for a while. And then when it comes to it, is that if by you conceding to that fact will make your point wrong, they will not do it. And even in situations, I admit, you know what? Okay, I was wrong. I was
true.
wrong. It's conceding the facts. It's not a winning contest. We want to have a conversation, but you can never have a conversation if you never concede the facts. If you sit here and say the reason the black community in Chicago is so bad is because spaceships and helicopters drop off guns in the city, you're not conceding to the facts that it's violent in that city. All you're doing is derailing the conversation. If you have a conversation about historical black colleges, it's known to be trash, and then they're known to have the worst facilities out of any way. And then now, because you went to a historical black college and then now you feel emotionally attached to it, then guess what? The facts remain is them schools is still trash. They can never concede to facts. All they can do is concede to feelings. That's why you see me going off on Thursday night. But I can be on Chic Critique, and it's a nice Mr. Logic. How you doing, Miss TJ? You look lovely today. Security boss, I like that hat. Can you please turn it to the back for me? How you doing, Mr. Bob and your wife? I appreciate you for making him that smoothie. You see that?
But listen, Ika mentioned exactly what you were saying. She started out by saying that. Ika began with that. But before I get you to say it over again, because you remember that was a statement you made it earlier on. You started with saying how you didn't want to be wrong or how you needed to be right, how women needed to be right. But Miss TJ, let me hear your voice.
Am I better now?
Yes, ma'am. You was definitely Minnie Mouse up in here. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you guys doing?
Doing well.
Wow, what a topic. I just came in the latter part because I'm making our house a home up in here. Okay. So I'm doing hanging pictures and all that kind of stuff. Why do women become triggered? I can say why I would become triggered is particularly when I was not in a position of really being, how shall I say, satisfied with myself or self-actualized, even though I would put on the bravado that I was, and I would argue down with the best of them. Seriously. But for me, again, I can't speak for everyone, but I think a lot of times to what I think Ika said, if you weren't going to be, I wasn't going to be wrong. It just wasn't. And when I was wrong, I was still right. Okay. So, but again, part of it, I think, you see behind me, you got to be pretty rugged to get in front of men and try to tell them what to do. You just do. And weakness is not an option. Even if you feel it, you better act like you don't.
Okay. So why do you feel that way?
Why what?
Why do you feel like weakness is not an option?
I said when I was in this uniform.
Oh, okay, I got you.
When I was in this uniform,
Yeah,
when I was in this uniform.
I got you.
But again, I've already said though, too, I had a difficult time once I got home from work shedding the uniform. So it would carry over into my personal life. Yeah, it would. So, and then in sometimes thinking that I was helping, I was actually being demanding. I was actually being combative and argumentative, believing that I'm going to drill down my point and I'm going to match your energy, as Kevin used to say. But again, I can still make my point now, but it's the how I make my point. And, when Mr. Logic said, get off, whoever you are, not getting knocked off your frame. Well, I'm not going to be, I'm not going to lie. It is a constant, I'm not going to say battle, but it is a constant effort. Because to what Logic said, I grew up seeing my mom doing everything. And then when I was a single mother in the military, I was doing everything. Now, the tragedy of it is I actually believed that I was doing it well, and that I was okay with it, meaning I was wearing myself down under the guise of I can do it all. Now, there was a time I would say just because I can don't mean I want to. But I used to continue doing that. So when we're triggered is because I guess it is truth. And sometimes truth is hard to accept. It just is. But I think that's part of the self-actualization. Because when you are self-actualized, you don't have to prove anything to anybody. Because you don't care. Somebody in the chat said, I'm emotional. I do. I'm like, I've always been emotional. I'm very passionate. I'm very, I just am. But I do know when now to turn it off when I did not before. And sometimes we women, I'll speak specifically Black women, we just talk too damn much. we just talk too damn much. And like Ika got her husband a smoothie. When Mr. Randolph comes in, the first thing I serve him up besides me is a nice green salad. Because I know having been on the road, on these truck stops, he wants something healthy. So when he comes home, it's done.
I just want a beer. Hey, can somebody here give me a bill?
DoorDash, ding dong.
Nobody. Hey, I want to ask Miss TJ something because I know she's a retired military, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I see them go through this, right? I hate it because I had to sit here and overlook a female that was being feminine for promotion because we said she was too soft. She was a woman. We told her she was too soft. So, and I hate to say it, it's one of them things that with TJ, it's like her framework changed now. She had to change her framework. She could not carry a feminine framework in the military because her soldiers would have ran over her. So it's different from her getting her frame because her frame is not even hers anymore. It's more or less, it consists of what her environment expect of her. And I seen that so many times that I was looking and said, that's why I said I would never date a military chick. I would never do it because I know that they made to be men.
Let me tell you this: when I was and also in the military, particularly, they in order to be to get promoted, they recommend that you sign up for the hard jobs, right? So the hard job that I signed up for, I requested to go to the Naval Brig. That's a jail. That's a military jail. So I was considered a good looking officer. So guess what I did? I cut my hair short. I got into character because I was not going to be mistaken for a pushover. Because again, I'm going to the brig. I'm going to the military jail. Mm-hmm. Not only am I going to be telling men and women what to do, I'm going to be telling inmates what to do. So he's absolutely right.
He definitely is. You're right, Logic. I mean, but TJ, you were right too, because what I heard you say is, or you took account for it, and that's where we are. You took account for who you are, and you said, I'm managing this now, and I know what and when to do these things. So that's what we're trying to do, because you have recognized who you were and took account for it, and you have a nice husband, and you're covered now, and you have protection, and you're happy. And that's what we want all our women to have. We don't want our women to be left out and by themselves. Even though you live the life of telling people what to do, men, we still want women to say, look, I know what's valuable. You realize I can't even call your name. Mr. Randolph is valuable. You know that, and you make sure he understands that and that he needs you. That you need him. So that's what we're trying to do, to make, even though we've done some things, even though, like Mr. Logic said, we were hard and we had to adapt to the situation. It's time now to have a conversation. Even like the suggestion that Mr. Logic gave about the woman's class, that's good. But we got to start with the conversations. We still have to recognize where we are. you know. And she did. She said, I know who I am now. I'm emotional. I still have to check myself. It's a daily thing that I do, but I know when to stop. So you can't get any better than that. And I didn't have to say that to her. She said it herself. That's what we're talking about. It's the accountability for where we are. Now, Jedi, what would you like to add to this, or would you want me to go to Bolo?
Yeah, no. First of all, how you guys doing?
Good. How are you?
Doing good.
Love the hat. Love the hat. Love the hat.
You know, you know, B-I-O-B-E-T-A.
Yes.
S-I-G-M-A. Barbados Sigma.
Yes.
Now, if I take him to the range, I promise you he'll miss every target.
Well, actually,
Not
no,
this
that's not
kid.
true.
Not this kid.
No, on that was my father in Navy. No, so
I got a ribbon for my accuracy, my guy, and I'm telling you, I stay on point.
yeah, stay on target. No, but to that point, you're talking about like why I was so easily triggered. It just unfortunately I feel I want to give props to Sir Hale when he was mentioning this thing that that people think that they're above criticism is a danger to themselves and everyone else around them. Right now, you take that instance in the relationship or in the home, right? When we're having this conversation between men and women, and in the point where to the young lady on the left when she was talking about her experiences, the one thing that caught me, she said she didn't want to admit that she was wrong. And I think the biggest thing that killed these relationships is ego. Yes, we all have it, but the point, are you willing to shelve that for the foundation of the relationship? And unfortunately, that going against the indoctrination just of our culture. We're telling that, hey, you be full of yourself, live your best life, be the boss, XYZ, and instead of actually, listening to the person you're in relationship with, i.e., are trusting the person you're giving the keys to be, you call to be your husband or your leader. And also to reject the one thing I think that also is consuming these things while they get triggered is fear. If I let go of terms of, the thing that's been holding me on, that's been keeping me in my comfort zone because no one is challenging me, they take being challenged as disrespect, but really it's a form of respect. Because if anyone who doesn't challenge you or ask you why you believe the things you do, or or challenging you to be better, or tend to keep you powerless. If I ask you why you believe the things you believe, I can't, and I'm giving you power, and I can't take that from you. And if I'm not challenging you, that is a form of disrespect. So I think a lot of women got it backwards when we're questioning things, because like, why are you questioning me? No, because I respect you. If I don't give a damn about you, I wouldn't ask you how you feeling, all right? Like, and ask you why you believe these things that unfortunately is not being any productive in the relationship.
That was very good. So listen, guys, I got 6 people. Well, I'm including myself. There's 6 windows here. Bolo, we can't see you, but I expect your shoulders to be moving. Stacy Rubin has just given us a $10 super chat. Now, y'all know what happens when the super chats $10 come, right? We got to do the money line. So that means everybody got to move. So TJ, I got to have you moving up there in that corner. You got to represent the corners. All right. So Stacy Rubin says, I have been watching on my TV for the last 30 minutes. I had to open the laptop and show some support. This is an amazing show. Shout out to SB and the entire panel. Logic on point. Money line.
I'ma run it every time. Give me mine. Money line. I'ma run it every time. Give me mine.
Hey, yeah.
Thank you so much, Stacy, for your super chat. And listen, y'all ain't done yet. We got one more. This one's from Mr. Eugene Steele, and he says, let me find it. He says, I have witnessed women restaurant managers, army officers, assistant principals who tell men and women all the time and go home to be submissive to their husbands. Thank you so much for your $10 super chat, Mr. Steele, and you get the money line.
I'ma run it every time. Give me mine. Going up, no decline.
Money line.
I'ma run it every time. Give me mine. Going up, no decline.
Yeah.
Hey, but security boss, I'm sorry. This comment is incorrect. I don't know why that dude always He a SIMP.
INDEP.
This it telling army officers go home to be submissive. No, that's why armies have the highest rates of divorce, because it's true conflict in their household. And then when they don't have a high rate, let me move this off my face so I can talk to him. Look, when they don't have a high rate of divorce, is when what? It's when they have a stay-home wife and the man is the provider. You see it all the time. Them female officers, for the most part, be single. And then now the restrictions that's on them, they'll either be single or they'll marry another soldier. And the reason that soldier will have so much restraint is because he have to live by the codes of that organization. But a lot of times when you see him move over to the civilian world, they'll be done for. So Eugene Steele, where you and it, I ain't gonna need to get on him because I know he'll simp because I've seen other things he done did. That dude is straight. I see. That's why Logic got to get off of YouTube, because I can never keep it funky, because I gotta call it how I see it.
No,
we got a whole Funky Friday show that come on.
Keep it funky, Logic.
Once a month. You got a whole Funky Friday show that come on once a month that you can keep it funky.
How you really feel?
You and him just see things differently.
No, I call it I can tell you exactly what. Tell him to cam up.
Well,
for what reason? He still sees it the way he sees it, and you see it differently.
Well, to be very honest, there's a stigma on the COs for commissioned officers in the military. It's the women's that's the worst, because they always got a chip on their shoulder. They feel like they got something to prove. Right?
Thank you.
Every time, every deployment I've been on, every time somebody gets a woman officer as their commander in their unit, everybody be like, damn. the whole stadium, like we be in the auditorium filling out paperwork, making sure we got our stuff together.
Okay, so am I triggered? I'm not triggered because it's true.
And I promise you, every single
first
time.
Example of it, you told him what you did. You cut your hair to go in there to tell him what to do. Now what?
I'm telling you, when it comes to the military, he not lying. But managers of Applebee's, sure, I don't know, but military, no. And then the other thing too is some of the majority of the officers in the military typically are the most promiscuous, because they be single and they lonely. And so when you go on trips with them, like TDYs, it's called fraternization when you mess with lower rank. But trust me when I tell you, I've had my opportunities, and I know some homies that's been busting down a lot of captains, a lot of lieutenants. Wow. The lieutenants and your captains are when they just become, they just hit that rank. But the older you get, the more they kind of leave you alone, just because they got too much to lose. But when you're a captain or a lieutenant, that's that perfect range for you as an enlisted to be busting down I'm telling you, like it's not. He's not making this up.
It happens across
all the time. Every branch. I'm in the Air Force. He was in the Army, right?
Army.
Yeah.
And TJ, what were you in?
That's two different. That's totally different.
TJ's in the Army too, right?
I was in the Army and the Navy.
Army. See, the only thing we don't have any Marines up here right now, but I almost imagine they're probably
really,
worse there.
They a little too crazy.
Yeah, they're a little worse there. You know what? It's so funny. Even when the Marines come and work for us, I have to tell them, y'all need to scale it back about 20%, because they be so intense. I be like, Jesus, what we gonna do with y'all? I mean, every time when they say Marines, we got, all right, we're gonna have to pray today, you know. But listen, when you're coming into the live, guys, make sure you're giving us a thumbs up. Let's get those likes up. We have 129 people, 131 people in here now, and we only got 97 likes. What is wrong with you all? Y'all don't like my hat.
See, look, security boss.
Yes, sir.
See, we were talking about trigger, right?
Yes, sir.
If Mr. Logic simping, please call me out on it, because we should criticize each other heavily.
But what if you don't agree with the criticism that is being put? I see. I'm too grown to be talking about somebody.
You notice something, right? Have I used the N word one time in this live stream?
No, you haven't, sir.
You know why I haven't used it?
because it
you
didn't
got
apply.
criticized about using it too much.
I've been heavily criticized for using it. So now, like, I never get. Have you ever heard anybody say? You heard me say, "Hey, Mr. Locke, you use that word a lot." Oh, shut up! No, they're right. They're right. So, like I said, nobody is above criticism, including myself. I love being criticized because I'm gonna give you that same level of criticism. And the thing is that you can't say, like, if somebody was to say, "Hey, Logic need to stop using the N-word," isn't that a fair criticism? And the same thing I said about Eugene Steele. He need to stop sipping. That's a fair criticism.
Listen though, but listen, let me say this. I hear what you're saying, and I probably do agree with you because driving through anyway, he said the truth is the truth, SB. It is the truth, but guess what? What if I don't agree with simping, period? What if that whole simping thing is just something that I don't agree with?
But you remember what I explained it to you, right? It's an opposite spectrum, right? When we see a man get out of frame, when you get out of frame, we say, "Hey, dude, woman, you're becoming masculine." When a woman get out of frame, the only word we have for it is Eugene. You know, I ain't gonna call it sipping no more. I'm gonna just say you Eugening. Was that better?
I don't know, but I'm gonna have to look all this stuff up because y'all be creating stuff and just putting it on people. You know, that's what's gonna make me just go, Bolo. I hope you're there, sir. Can you add some balance to this situation?
I'm here. How's everybody doing?
Doing good, sir. Doing good.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. The one thing I really dislike hearing is my truth. I hate when people say that because truth belongs. When people say my truth,
okay, I got you.
Truth is truth, right? I'd rather a person say my opinion or my story. Truth is truth. You know, women are taught strength wrong. They're taught to match the masculinity or the vibration of a man, and that's totally off. Women don't understand that they have enough strength in their femininity. Women need to understand that men and women are not equal. I'm tired of hearing people saying that we're equal, we're the same, we're not. We're equal when it comes to creation, but we're not equal when it comes to purpose. Okay, man's purpose is different than a woman's purpose. Women need to understand what their purpose is. A lot of the times, the only gender, and this is what we see. With men, we know what our purpose is. We're taught about it all day, every day from when we're children. But with women, their gender roles, it changes. They cannot play the role of a man, and when things get too hot for them, they play the role of a woman.
Facts.
And will get really hot, then they play the role of a child. You gotta pick. Can't have all three. If you play your position, what you're supposed to be, then we don't have these issues. This is why when we look in the Black community, why we have fractured families. This is why. I'll give you a perfect example, right? When we see a lot of these transgender men, Black men, acting all out of order, all flamboyant, crazy, loud, all these different things, and we sit there and go look at them, they're only echoing what they see. This is what they pick up the definition of a woman should look like, and they're echoing. And they're seeing you. So we have to understand that there's a decorum in which women should have. You have more strength. I'll give you an example. Let's say Brother Logic been hanging out all night. His wife or his girlfriend, whatever, they had plans for dinner, but he got caught up with the fellas. Now he's already like, damn, I messed up. Now he comes home through the door, the wife hears the keys. Now she can come at him this way. Where the hell you been? I cooked, I slaved. And Brother Logic is going to come with that same energy. Right back at her. Am I correct, Brother Logic?
Hey, I don't know who you is, but I like you. Who is you? You're right, my brother.
That's my big bro. That's my big bro.
If she comes with B, I was worried about you. Where you been? I missed you. I was worried you didn't call such and such. He's going to follow suit. Baby, I'm sorry. I messed up. It ain't going to happen again. I'll do better. I'll text. So women don't understand the strength that they have in their femininity. We have to understand everything is vibrational, right? Your vibe attracts your tribe. right? If you're always attracting whores, guess what? You're a whore attractor. It just is what it is. So we have to understand that when women have a certain vibration and men have a certain vibration, masculinity and femininity were made for each other.
Mm-hmm.
When you start to alter what femininity is or what masculinity is, that's when things go askew. So now if I'm talking to my woman, I'm matching that vibration, right? It's the vibration I'm talking to. Now, when she operates outside of that vibration, now she's matching mine. I got to match that. You have to understand when we're talking with men. This is why when men argue, a lot of the times it really doesn't escalate because these men know that it can get violent really fast. It can get volatile really quick. So when you're dealing with men, I'm not just talking about a man that has a schlong, but men that have integrity and character, they tend to try and isolate the situation and deal with it. Now, if it has to come to hands, then it is what it is. But see, women don't have that understanding. They jump from 0 to 100. And then when you match them with that 100, they go, what are you talking about? Well, I was just matching your vibration.
Mm-hmm.
Women have to be taught their femininity. Women are not teaching. The older women are not teaching the youngins. That's why the scripture says the older women should teach the younger women how to be wise. These women are not being taught that. They're watching these damn music videos and thinking the way to teach the chick move, matching these damn men's vibration is the way to go. And then they wonder where all the good men are at. Well, their vibration don't match yours. Your vibration is not attracting a husband. It's not. Everything is vibrational on this planet. The same way you walk into a room and you can feel something thick. You can feel that there's beef in the room.
Yeah.
Vibration.
Yeah.
This happens.
Hey, Bolo, can you hold on 1 minute? Because security boss want to read these super chats.
How you gonna tell me, Bolo?
I know you got it up there. You ready to read it, so I want to see who he is. I can't see who he is because the super chat in his face.
You just trying? That was manipulation right there, buddy. Because his face is not there.
Because the super chat blocking him.
He just wants to see your face, Bolo, but he's not there. Bolo has a avatar that he uses.
Oh, okay. All right, I'm sorry.
It's like today we're reading the scriptures, right? And we had a king named Ahab, and he married a woman named Jezebel. And Ahab is the king. He's the king. Jezebel had Ahab wrapped around his finger. She didn't have him wrapped around his finger to do wickedness because she tried to match his masculinity. She had him wrapped around her finger because she was feminine. And this is what you don't understand. This is why women are not matching. You're not finding your fly. You're asking, why aren't men moving the way they need to move? Because those type of men that are looking for a woman that is going to match them, you're not that type. And this is what we have to understand. Your vibe attracts your tribe, Mom. You can't be a dusty guy, like they say, and attract a woman of means. It doesn't work that way. You can't be a thought and attract a man that has integrity and character and it doesn't work that way.
Bolo, you're killing people right now. But listen, hold that thought. Let's do the super chat. Stacy Rubin says here, I have to disagree with Eugene. From what I have seen and experienced, women who operate in the masculine energy all day, managers, supervisors, and corporate officers, take that home and it becomes who they are. Logic, better dance. Money line. Go ahead, Logic. Oh, Lord, you're looking a little off up there now, buddy. There you go. Yeah. All right, hold on 1 second. I think we had 2 more that we need to go through before we get started again, but I appreciate y'all for we like to have these super chats. We want to read them. I think Fancy had one there that we needed to read. And there was one more. Okay, y'all. Sorry about that. We're gonna find them and we'll do them. But Bolo, you can go ahead. I'm sorry about that. Oh, wait, here we go. Before you start, That was Mr. Drummerboy 1980, $9.99 super chat. He says salute, and he gets the money line song.
I'ma run it every time. Give me mine. Going up, need no decline.
Money line,
I'ma run it every time.
give me mine.
Going up, need no decline.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, I want to talk to that dude, drummer boy.
I don't, Drummer Boy, if you're still here, sir, please come up because this young man has some questions for you. And Healing Force Wellness, thank you so much. She says $5 super chat. She says nothing. Thank you for being here. I appreciate that. She just supports the show. All right, Mr. Bolo. So we agree with everything you just said, actually. And Logic does too. Now, Logic, did you have some questions for Bolo before he?
No, I really, the thing is that he hit it. You know what I'm saying? And then you got a good, like a little radio host type voice, my brother. I got to salute you.
Thank you.
But the thing is I just want to add on to what he was saying. And it's so true that when we saying coming out of frame, and then that's what they do. And then, like I said, we got to call out not only the women that come out of frame, because I'm balanced, but we also got to call out the men that come out of frame. Like I said, hey, my biggest fear is a dude would chop my head off for a woman that he's sipping for. It is dangerous. I'm telling you, simps are just as dangerous as these masculine women. I'm telling you, I think they are terrorists. I think, look, we need to get a law passed against them that say that, look, they need to pay extra taxes. It need to be a deterrent for simps and masculine women. We need to do something. We need to tax them more. We need to tax them like, look, but I'm exaggerating. But that's how detrimental when you become out of frame. But see, most people will say that I'm saying like I'm one-sided against the women, right? No, I think that Eugene Steele is just as dangerous. He's
okay. Wait a minute.
Because
Keep going back.
telling you.
Wait a minute. First of all, you're gonna have to explain. But wait a minute. We're gonna have to explain a couple things. But before we do that, Logic, I need to get an understanding where you're using the word simp, what it actually means, because I'm getting so many different meanings for this.
It
simp
means
word.
a feminine man. It means a man who just like, look, I'm telling you, listen. It's the exact. It's on the same spectrum. A woman who come out of frame, we identify that woman all the time, right?
As what?
As masculine women.
Okay.
So I don't want to call a man a female. So, you know what I'm saying? Just, he can take that simp. It's when you come out of frame. And I'm ready to debate it if anybody got to debate. But our problem is not only the women that come out of frame, it's also the men that come out of frame. And lo and behold, they protect each other. Trust me, when a woman become masculine and become out and get out of frame, watch and see who protects her. The men that come out of frame. I'm telling you.
Because it's a symbiotic relationship that they understand, that they have. Like how they say misery loves company. There's always miserable people that connect with each other. You know, a person that's not miserable don't want to be around a miserable person. So a person that's out of order wants to connect with another person that's out of order because there's no one to hold them accountable. They're both walking out of order. You know what I'm saying?
I got a question for that though. If this man doesn't believe what you believe, how are you saying to him that he's out of order?
Well, there's a certain decorum that men should have. Right? So, you know, there's a certain decorum in it, just like there's a certain decorum that women should have.
Right.
I don't get caught up into what society says that man should be. I don't get caught up into, to what society says women should be. The book says what women should be and what men should be. There's a decorum, even though, just because you're strong and you can run through that wall does not make you a man.
Okay, but Bolo, I'm using you as an example because it just somebody said that to you the other day.
And I'm going to get to right. So what I'm saying to you,
yeah, I forgot about it. But when you said that, now I remember hearing somebody basically said that to you too. And I know that not to be the case. So I'm trying to figure out Where is this coming from?
Being a man is knowing when to apply pressure and when not to. Knowing when to step down and say, you know what, I'm gonna give that to you. Being a man is not always running through the wall and crushing and becoming Hulk. There are times when you have to choke somebody for 7 seconds, but that's not every situation. A man is a thinker. A man is a strategist. A man thinks 12 steps ahead. A simp or whatever you want to call them, they think for the now. They don't think 10 steps ahead. All they're trying to do is just get in. They don't plot and plan. So when, you have to understand that when me being a man, I understand that I have a weaker vessel next to me and I'm going to deal with her as such. I'm not going to deal with the woman with the same intensity that I deal with logic on. It statistically doesn't make sense. The math doesn't add. She is a weaker vessel. So I'm going to deal with her such. Doesn't mean that I'm going to take accountability and responsibility away from her. Hell no. It doesn't mean that. But the way I deal with logic is different than the way I'm going to deal with TJ Randolph. We're going to hold her accountable and responsible. Now, if that's my wife, cats better understand that she's a mirror. She's an extension of you. So if your wife is off, guess what? You are.
Got it. All right.
Around rampant. Oh, you too.
Well,
I'm sorry. Say that last thing, Bolo. I didn't hear it.
I said, if she's running rampant, because we have these examples of men being in relationships for 10 years and then all of a sudden the woman just makes a left turn and starts acting out of order. Now, can that happen? I'm sure it does. Is that the rule? No, it's not. That's an exception. If your woman just starts acting out of order, there is something you missed, my brother. And it's the same thing I'll add for a brother. If the brother for 10 years has been on point, and for some reason he's acting a certain way, there is something you missed. There is something going on here that we need to find out. So the people that you keep around you, because understand, if you hang out with 11 broke people, sooner or later you become the 12th. So if you're hanging out with what logic would call simps, guess what's going to happen? You're going to become one too, because there's something in your spirit that agrees with what they're saying. Birds of a feather flock together. If there's something, if I don't like drug dealers and everything that they're about is what I'm against, you will not see me chilling with them unless you ministering to it. There's a difference.
All right.
What,
so
security boss?
Oh yes. Go ahead, Bob.
Yeah. You're on mute, Bob. But all I was going to say is that you're looking for a definition to a word that's being used so subjectively, right? Like the meaning of it's changed.
Yeah.
So asking what it means now, it can really mean whatever you want it to be. Like if you're a romantic man towards a woman, trust me, somebody's gonna call you a simp. Like if you like women and you like, man, I think I'm gonna go buy flowers, you sound like a simp to some people. So just don't worry about that.
I have a little pushback.
I'm not simping. Do you see what I'm saying?
I got you. I got it. Hold on for a minute though. Before we go down that road, let's do the super chats. We got 3, so y'all gonna be moving. Y'all gonna be darn near tired by the time this show ends. So here we go. AL, thank you for your $10 super chat. And guess what he says, Mr. Logic? You're gonna put some respect on the HBCUs.
Simp.
Money line.
I'ma run it every time.
Give me mine.
Going up, need no decline.
Yeah. Thank you, Aaron. See, it was Mr. Drummer boy. I think it was one also.
That's the dude, man. He cool. I like to look at his videos.
Says, thank you for your $9.99 super chat. Says first week in August at the Lil Peep show. We'll chop up a game in Atlanta. Much respect, bro.
See you there.
You get the money line for that.
Money line. I'ma run it every time. Give me mine.
I'm not a dance off of you, Mr. Logic. Set it up.
I'ma run it every time. Give me mine. Going up, need no decline.
I got a couple of things I wanted to say. To Mr. Logic going like against Eugene, I think basically the bottom line comes back to what I originally said was you have to find what it is that these women respect, right? Because they've lost a sense of respect for you in a lot of ways because they've taken on those roles, gotten out of their shape or whatever, but still in some shape or form, they still may want a partner, but what you do to earn the respect of a woman at that position is going to be completely different than what you would do for somebody, and you might call it simping. It might be out of order, different vibration or whatever, but there's certain things that in order to get a woman who's got to harden themselves to be in the workforce, to actually learn to soften themselves at home, they got to learn. I mean, there's some sort of like comfort, and like you got to actually be able to take them head on and then not run away from it. You got to be able to stand in that storm. You got to be able to like hold your position, hold your frame, and treat them like the weaker vessel. But like there's a whole nother set of things. You got to be like an alpha male in order to handle a woman that's already got to do some things to exert themselves over somebody else. And the only reason I'm saying this is because I don't want it to be like every woman in the army or every woman who's got some leadership position, can't find a man because it's been put out there that they ain't relationship capable. Like
okay, can I give you a live example right now? He put it in the chat. So security boss. Oh, she talking to her husband. Is you talking to security boss? We can't hear you.
Yeah, we can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, we hear you now.
Okay, so listen, y'all. I'm a good example of this, and I'm gonna show you. I'm talking to women. I never challenge men, even that work for me. This is what you do, women, in these capacities, because often we're put there because we're very logistical. We know how to articulate things. We're very organized. We do all things good and right, and that's what leadership looks like. But a way to do this is this: go straight policy. Just straight policy. Nobody can argue with the policy. Whatever you do, straight policy, no emotion.
Mm-hmm.
Then your job is done. If the person is late 3 times and that means demotion. It didn't come from you. It came from the man who wrote the book. So I talk to chief about it.
So now
they don't want to talk to chief about it. So it's good.
So security boss.
Yes,
now,
sir.
Everybody looked at me crazy because I called Eugene a simp, right? It's like, oh, Yaji, that's so wrong of you, right? But now every man up here had made a description of their experience in the military with military women, how we do it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Women in leadership. This is known, right?
Mm-hmm.
Every guy on the panel did it. Super Chats did it, right? Now, I'm going to show you why Eugene is a simp. I'm going to read his comment, right? Look, this is what he said. Let's not forget, our vice president attended a historical black college and is being a member of a Divine Nine organization. See, what he does is what I said. They protect each other. The simps and the masculine women protect each other. But see, he missed the whole point that you talking about the vice president. What have she done? And then she was put there only because she was a half black woman. So now this is another thing that I said. See, men concede the facts. For the most part, women don't. So now that's why I'm saying he's out of frame. And he will continue to do it. I would tell you how he really jumped out of frame, but I'm not going to do it unless you want to come on the panel, because now we can show a real display of men jumping out of frame, trying to protect the masculine version of men.
Well, I would prefer you do that, because what you're saying is you're giving an example, and I think we learn better with that, because just saying what he's doing wrong is not helping. It's losing me, because we got 20 million examples of simp. And if this man has a difference in opinion, he has a difference in opinion. But before we go there, let's do this $5 super chat. And it says the irony of some hyper masculine women calling a man down low for not wanting her and her man-like characteristics. Salute SB Nation. Thank you, Mr. Awesome. So, Mr. Steele, you're welcome to come up here at any time, because I want to hear from Mr. Logic a different frame, a point of view to where this situation should have been handled, or his idea of way this should have been handled.
He won't come because he know exactly where I'm going. I promise you he won't come. And I'm pretty sure Chicken know exactly where I'm going at this too.
Look, I'm finna go. I gotta go. I gotta release to get to.
I know where you're going with this.
I got
That's
some
why
text.
I'm
So
staying
I
quiet.
want listen. I
outta
want to
here.
hear what TJ
I
has to
can't
say.
do it. I know where you're going, but I
I know
can't.
where
I
you're going.
can't
We
be
know
it,
where we're
bro.
going with this. I'm just
See
like,
y'all. Y'all have a nice day.
Okay, real quick,
TJ, go ahead.
I think sometimes, as far as women who are operating in masculinity, to use myself as an example, I didn't recognize that's what it was. I just thought I was being a leader. I thought I was just being a leader. And then if you have nothing to balance it with when you go home, like I said, I was a single mom, I had nothing to really balance it against. Even with my mom telling me, TJ, she's your daughter, she's not your soldier. So again, if you have nothing to, yeah, it was that serious, that to balance, you don't know, you think that you're operating out of a place of strength, but strength is not necessarily verbose. Strength can be docile, it can be demure, but if you don't know that, you only are operating. Oh, thank you, sweetheart. Mosaic got TJ Randolph. but I didn't know that. But one of the things, security boss, considering the fact you've been married much longer than myself, and the fact that I'm grateful enough that I was able to get it together to recognize a good man in my husband almost 4 years ago. That is why I'm coming to you all, women. That is why I'm telling you the mistakes I made, even today, when I talked about how I met my husband, and I almost was turned off because his car was old.
Oh.
But that's how superficial we can be.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how superficial we can be. And if I would have been turned off because his car was a 2001 Ford Expedition, and sized him up based on what I thought he was about, as opposed to getting to know him, I wouldn't have been sitting in my brand new luxury car that my husband bought me for my birthday yesterday. I wouldn't be sitting in my house that my husband bought for me in January. I wouldn't have been able to retire when I said I was tired of working.
Pay attention.
But again, if we focus on the wrong stuff, we ain't gonna ever get this here.
Right.
And then when I learned to be quiet a little bit and put a little extra honey on it, so I can get that yummy look when he comes home.
That's what I'm talking about, TJ. You're that example. That's what we got. That's why we need to talk to women. We need to not even focus on men and let the men do what they do. That's what my point is. Why are we triggered? Let's talk about it. Because you just gave like 3-4 examples right then and there. It's okay, because guess what? You enjoying your life. I got a good life. I've been saying it for a long time. But
women get triggered the same way men get triggered. They get triggered with truth. That's why when Logic said truth. That's why I said when someone says truth is truth. It don't belong to nobody. If your breath stink, your breath stink. It ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm telling you that your breath stink. But typically when you tell someone the truth, what they do is they attack the messenger. That's why they say don't attack the messenger. The messenger ain't do nothing. But because what that man or woman is saying is so truthful, they're so offended. And they got that anger and that angst, they have to take it out on somebody. So typically it's the messenger. So this is why a lot of the times, this goes so deep, and what was done to the Black community was so strategic, right? When you take out that village, when you take out that togetherness, when you take that out, we can't say nothing to nobody. Because if you tell someone the truth, they're going to shoot you. They're going to whip your ass. You can't say nothing. So if I come to Brother Logic and say, bro, you be bugging. Because I don't have that relationship with him, we start tussling. But if I give him the truth with love, brother, I want nothing but the best for you. I love you. You ain't got to have that ego or pride with me. I'm on your team, my G. But at the same time, I'm not going to be a yes man. You see, for me, my definition, I don't use simp. But if I was going to use the word simp, it would be a yes man. A dude that just agrees to agree. A dude that not going to have that's not going to have the balls enough to say the truth, because he just wants that woman's behind, and he knows that her breath stink or whatever the situation might be. He going to tell her everything that she needs to hear. He's not gonna stand up on his two and say, listen, this is the thing. These women that are in the service, these women that have that masculine vibe, as long if you know who you are as a man, their spirit will automatically tap in. You ain't going to have to browbeat it into submitting to you. Believe me, they know when to submit. Believe me, they know when to get down on they know when to get down and say, he's the head. But see, you know what it is? You dudes are perpetrating a fraud. You faking the funk. You walking in the room and trying to be something that you not, and they smell it a mile away. So you're trying to make her do something and submit to something that you ain't. These cats don't understand that. These cats need to understand that when a woman submits, she's giving her life over to what? To you? What are you? Who are you? So when a woman sees a good man, when she sees that you could provide, lead, guide, support, nurture, she's automatically going to give herself to you. There's nothing you need to tell her. That's the dude.
Hold on. Can I ask you a question? Because I want your expertise. I like him. So, security boss, keep him. I like him. He good. So look.
What should I put him in my pocket, sir? Where should I put him?
I don't know. Put him somewhere. Hide him in the back chat every time I come up there.
Keep him.
I'm gonna give Bolo. I'm gonna give an example, right? Because we was talking earlier about these wifely type classes, right?
Right.
So I'm gonna give an example first. If you had a prestigious wife class or school, I promise you, men will be lined up to marry them women. And I'm gonna give an example. I participated in 2 wars: the invasion of Afghanistan, and later on the follow-on war in Iraq, right? And I say this a lot. You know the first thing we did before we did anything else in both of them countries? We built all female schools.
Ooh.
Because in them countries, women was preparing to be wives. The first thing, let me say this. I'll do this. I'm cutting out because I still work. All right. The first thing that the government do is they destroy the fabric of the family. And then now how they do that is by fake empowering these women. When I actually pieced it together, it was almost like probably like 5 years ago. And I said, why do we continue to, we see this? And you know, soon as we left Afghanistan, you know the first thing they did? Don't look at Mr. Elijah, Google it. They burned them schools to the ground because they know it was detrimental to their society. And it's not that they don't want the women, but it's like if you have a defined role in your household that's important for the fabric of your family, we look at it like, oh, they say these women can't go. No. They understand that these women's role isn't more important. They have the most important role. We try to push our beliefs and all that, and then we look at our marriage rate, it's destroyed. And we try to push that same thing, but you ask, why would they want to do this? It's because with chaos come more government.
Brother Logic, I had that same conversation on the Loud Keith channel with Kay. You can go look at it. I had the same conversation. The conversation was freedom makes you more of a slave. Cats don't understand that when you're here in America, that freedom, you have no parameters. There are no yellow lines that you can't go outside of. You can be anything you want. In my house, you can't be anything you want. You're going to be what the Lord made you to be, and I'm going to be what the Lord made me to be. See,
Bro,
this is what
they say that conversation about freedom being a double-edged sword. Look, literally just, I like you, man. Sign him, security boss, to the SB Nation.
He's already a part of SB Nation, but I just want to know where you want me to put him. Well, you keep telling me to
put him on payroll. Do stuff.
Bolo, I got you. You're on payroll now. You're on payroll. But before you complete that thought, go ahead, Bolo. Complete your thought.
And they clipped it, so you can go look at it. They clipped it out. And it's so crazy, how, on what you're saying right now. Because when you know, and this is what bugs me out. We talk about the modern women and we talk about the traditional women. And these modern women always think that they're better and stronger than the traditional women when they're not.
Mm-hmm.
They're actually weaker. Because when
Facts.
you have the modern women, they think linear. They think that I'm just going to get this bread. I'm going to work on my, my degrees, get all these things and get all this and all that. When you look at the traditional woman still understands that she's a wife. She still understands that she's a mother, but she is able to go into these business worlds and able to be tenacious enough to get the spoils and bring it home and still understand her position in the home. So, when you look at the traditional woman, a traditional woman will trump a modern woman all day, every day. When you read about the virtuous woman in Proverbs 31, this woman worked. This woman wasn't just a stay-at-home mom and just did nothing. This woman, the scripture says that she was like the merchant ships. If you look at the merchant ships, they go out early and work. She was out in the field plowing, but she did it. You know why? Because she understood what the greater good was. The greater good was for the family. It wasn't about her.
Mm-hmm.
The same thing as see, what women don't understand in this world is men typically see things in general. The reason why we have to is because we have to see things far off before it gets home. Women see things specific when it comes to the crib. They see all the little things that we don't see. And this is the problem. No one is playing the position that they need to play. When you got a hockey player trying to play baseball and a baseball player trying to play soccer, we have a problem. And that's where that problem comes in. We've been taught that if a woman plays a position, that makes her weak. When really, when she plays a position, that makes her stronger.
Mm-hmm.
Because you don't have to be something you're not. You don't have to act like something you're not. You're being who you're supposed to be, and you're being strong in it. So when a woman knows her strength in femininity, understand strength is defined different for femininity than it is for masculinity, because we have two different roles. But your strength, just like what SB said, her job is to multiply what you give. Her job is to make your house a home. Her job is to be a pillar of rest, not a pillar of stress. Her job is to pray for you, cover you when you can't cover yourself. This is what
say that. Boom. I like that, Bolo.
Dearly beloved.
But can we take a quick little break?
No, security boss, we on fire.
Logic. This is not Funky Friday. This is SB Nation. Here we go. First of all, let's get them likes up. Thank you so much for being here. Make sure you're hitting the thumbs up as you come into the live. We appreciate it so much. And T. Shamir, that could be so wrong, but forgive me. Thank you so much for your support. And she says, hey, SBN panel, great conversation. Thank you for being here. We also have a super chat from Robbie. Robbie, how you doing? She says, much love, SB. Hey, Miss TJ, shout out to the panel and chat money line.
Give me mine. Going up, you know the kind.
Money line.
I'ma run it every time. Give me mine. Going up, you know the kind.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Thank y'all so much for that. And thank y'all guys so much for your support. And I hope and think that we have given respect and read all the super chats. If I haven't, I'm going to find it and we'll do it in just a moment. But Bolo, no, I think Logic, one more. JT Coin Rings just super chatted. And thank you so much for your $1.99 super chat. We appreciate your support.
SB, can I just add this?
Wait, one more. Wait a minute. Wait 1 second. I think, Mr. Logic, you are right. They did burn them. This is another one for JT. Thank you so much. And thank you for your $1.99 super chat. And go ahead, Bolo.
We have to understand too that as men, as the head of the household, we have to understand that if my wife is better at fixing cars than me, because some men can't fix cars, some men are not good with their hands. There's not a problem with her fixing the cars. We keep getting caught up with this ego and pride thing. Your job as the husband is to delegate who's better at what and not let your ego get in the midst of it. So if my woman is better at finances than me, I'm not going to sit here and say, well, I'm the man, I need to do everything. We need to understand you need to delegate who does what, because that's what you do. That's what you're supposed to do. And together we move as one. We have to understand that 1 + 1 doesn't equal 2 when it comes to marriage. 1 + 1 = 1. We're not separate. You're bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh. We move as one.
I love that. You know, I love that. But Miss TJ,
Ma'am.
if you don't mind, this question is directed straight to you, and it's from Miss Gia. Miss Gia, thank you so much for your $4.99 super chat. But I want Miss TJ to read that and actually answer those questions if she don't mind.
Okay, as an accomplished woman, how did you make peace with all your experiences, good or bad, to move on and make a good life for your family? Well, I've shared it, and one of the reasons I'm sharing with y'all, hopefully you all don't mess it up like I did, but I was in a couple of bad relationships, and the last relationship ended violently. It ended violently, and I won't talk about what that person did, but what I will talk about is what I did. I brought that same domineering personality under the guise of being supportive, but I did not realize when I needed to back down. I did not recognize when I needed to, keep my mouth shut. Everything had to be my way. Even something to the extent, something as minute as I've shared the example of when the guy was dating, washed the dishes and put them in the wrong place. Instead of being thankful that he washed the dishes, I said, well, it actually goes over here. So those kinds of things. And so when it ended violently, I had to kind of do a deep dive, and I went to counseling. I'm like, why? Because it broke me. It broke me. And my therapist said, TJ, have you considered that you keep attracting the same type of guy and you're wondering why you come to the same place? So because of that was a catalyst for me, because again, I was broken, because I'm like, how did I wait till 50 years old to end up in an physically abusive relationship?
Wow.
So I had to start, asking myself, what the hell is wrong with me that I keep choosing these guys or allowing them to choose me and making excuses for certain behaviors? Because what I would do, I would say, well, when the man would, in this particular instance, when he would talk bad to me, I said, oh, well, this guy is just not going to let me run over him. Because I knew I was such a strong personality that I felt or believed that someone had to be able to do this to get me to listen.
Wow.
But I did. I believed that. And I believed if that man could get me to be quiet, then that must be the man for me. But because I was operating off a false sense of strength and what I believed was strength. So when I went through the counseling and I started to peel back the layers, and everybody's not going to have the opportunity to do that because it was so traumatic for me. I had to take a couple months off work. I had to take a couple of months off work. I have, to start peeling back and journaling and talking to my daughter about the things that she's seen in me. And when I got to that point, I wanted to start being better for me. I knew that there was a chance that because I was 50, that I may not have found that person. I knew that. But I wanted to start doing the work to be better for me, to be better for my daughter, to be a better person and not be so fucking bitter, quite frankly. And once I did that, I was able to trust myself for real this time and know. And again, it kind of goes back to what I was talking about. When I met my husband and he rode up in that 2001 expedition, I had to say, okay, you need to focus on
him.
On him. Yeah. So I looked past the superficial stuff. And like Bolo said, we never had a conversation about me submitting to him. I just fell in because it was evident. And I just fell in. So what I say to women, and so many times I tried to get in relationships before I was ready and thought that I was. And I said this to somebody else today. When you're in a relationship, the relationship is about the other person, not yourself. But if you're not self-actualized,
you won't know
that.
Yeah.
You will make it be about you.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can't give them what they need because you don't even know what you need yet.
Right. Right.
And look, if you want to get a man to submit to you, you'll be submissive. I'm telling you, the most time I felt bad is when I saw a woman in her feminine state, when I saw her vulnerable, when I saw her cry. See, you don't have that no more. I tell you this, my best person on the Thursday show is Courtney. You know why? Because her eyes, she got them cries.
You crazy.
Dude.
She'll cry.
Don't she got them cry eyes in real life? You see a feminine side of her, so now it draws a man and it makes him lower his guard. It makes him. You gotta see. Women don't understand. By you being submissive to a man, that's you demanding he be submissive to you. It's a two-way street. And then look,
I wouldn't say it like that, Logic. I would be saying that it's demanding him to love you.
Nah, I mean, look, it's security boss.
It looks different. It looks different.
I don't care how it look though, because that's your old lady. I mean, well, your wife.
No, but what I'm saying is submission and love looks different.
No, but it's just thing is that this is a man will break down.
Okay, I got you.
Woman.
I see what you're saying.
But look, I got my tier list. The women tier list, even though security boss don't like it, but look at she said, now, look, you can't.
No, I don't need. No. Listen. I'm the one who mentioned your tier list. Remember? Yeah, I don't not like it at all. That's not true.
It's undefeated because this is what create chaos in our household because most women are for themselves.
Nope, I disagree.
Well, all right. Well, we can disagree. I'm just saying until we see a change.
Only because you said most.
Yes, most. But
I can say
we can debate on the semantics though. I mean of it. I'm just saying I see most. When I see women move, they're about themselves. They're about kids. If they don't have kids, they replace it with dogs. And then other women that other women, and I just was joking when I put she, her, and hers, butterfly tattoos, hot Cheetos, and then you see man is last. But
okay, Logic, I got to interrupt because he's speaking facts, and I'm gonna tell you why. My daughter, she's the only child, but we got our dog Bradley when she was 9, and she called him her brother. I think out of many folk, men included, and got ignorant about my dog. Straight up.
Oh no.
It's true. But when Mr. Randolph came, I said, my dog. Said,
so watch this.
You got to go.
So watch this. People ask Mr. Logic, how do we fix this? And you know what I do, Sir? All right, this is the first time I'm doing this. You ready for it?
I'm ready.
Flip it upside down.
Man first.
Man first. And then hot Cheetos and butterfly tattoos and all that is different. And then caring for other women. Because now if you put the man first, you will make sure other women put their man first.
Hold on for a minute. I can't let you come over here and act like you done damn open up a box that nobody ever been in before. I can't let you do
I
that.
ain't say that security.
This is what hold on. This is what I preach or teach or talk about every time I come on this microphone. No girlfriends, man first, sacrifice, submission. Come on now.
No, I'm not saying you did, security boss. I'm taking because everybody complained about my tier list, right?
Nobody. Okay. You mean over there on Thursday night? I got you.
That all I did was flip the tier list upside down.
Yes.
If you're a woman, put your man first. If you're a woman, care for your other women by holding them accountable and help them understand why you put that man first. Hold up, and let me cook now. Take off the hot Cheetos and all that stuff. That's all. That was more of a joke. Then you care for your kids and your dogs. Then you put yourself. That's a sacrifice. And then remember when I said, if you do that, people will follow suit because most men tier list is we always put women first because men would die for they women. They would die for their kids. They would die protecting their other brothers. And then they leave themselves last. So why do our women not fit this equation? I'm telling you, security boss, I love you. I'm sorry, but this tier list is undefeated. And until women,
no, I'm not gonna. I can't agree with you because my list came first. So yours is in. I accept your list also, but all that you're saying is women. We need to work on it, and I totally agree. And TJ is saying the same thing. She's an example, and we're gonna work on this. So, ladies, I want to say this: we've been here almost 3 hours, and we're getting ready to go. But we got some super chats.
I want to end it though. Y'all hit that super chat so we can stay longer. Look, I'm having fun. Hit that super chat so we can stay. Look, okay. All right, security boss.
I do have to go because this is my birthday weekend, and again, my husband had my new vehicle delivered yesterday. I've been driving in it, and I like it. I've never had a luxury vehicle until yesterday. So I'm
okay. Did you just share what kind it was, or you don't want to share, or did I just hear it?
It's a BMW X6.
Okay, I got one question.
Yeah.
Does it make noise? Is it a quiet car? Is it a loud car?
No, actually, it's a quiet car, and again, I don't. It's turbo, but it's not loud, and it's a very smooth ride.
Ooh.
It has a lot of bells and whistles that I'm not used to, so I had to ask my son-in-law how to open the glove compartment.
Oh my! Look, don't even laugh at yourself because we had one kind of car, and it took us a whole week. What was it? We couldn't find something. I think maybe we had to put gas in it. So don't even. It gets like that. It gets real difficult. So I'm with you on that. But enjoy your car, and thank you so much. Because we're going to call on you again. Because women, if it was anything that y'all heard TJ say that y'all could relate to, y'all need to be listening and you need to be showing up. And we need to be putting this together on how to be better women and to still add value to our men. That part has not changed. We're just trying to figure out how can we not be triggered and start these conversations. So TJ, happy birthday. Congratulations on all things. Keep it up. Listen, 4 years, keep it up. Don't stop. Enjoy your life. Enjoy your
moment. One more thing. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be a camera hog, but listen up, ladies. Okay, so my husband sent me 2 reservations, right? And I said, babe, you sent me 2 dinner reservations. What are they for? I said, which one are we doing? He said, we're doing both. He said, Saturday is for your birthday and Sunday is for our anniversary. Ladies, because we got married on my birthday. Why did we get married on my birthday? We already had our wedding planned for August 2019. So when May 2019 came, he said, well, what would you like for your birthday? And I said, I would like to be Mrs. Randolph for my birthday.
Oh.
So we went to the courthouse on my birthday.
What day was that?
May 22nd.
No, what day? What day of the week?
Oh, gosh, I don't remember what that was. I don't remember what day that was. I don't remember what day it was, almost 3 years ago. But I said that to say it's almost been 4 years. And when he told me that we were going to do both reservations, I get emotional. I get emotional, and I get emotional not just for myself. I get emotional with gratitude that I got another chance. So for you, if I could get another chance at 51 when I met him, ladies, get your mind right. Get out of your own way. Shed that got to be habit your way. And when my husband does the dishes and puts them in the wrong place, guess what I do? Thank you, babe, for doing the dishes. And if they need to be someplace else, I do it. I put them. But if not, I just leave them where they are.
You got a sister?
She married. She married. So, all right. They learn. But anyway, y'all have a wonderful day, and thanks for having me on.
Sure. Have a good weekend. Bye-bye. So listen, we get ready to do these super chats real quick. So Brittany B, thank you so much. And she says, I love BOLO. Salute to the chat. I don't have much, but I love this conversation. Money line while assembly line. Love you. She must be at work. Money line, why assembly line? There you go.
Give me mine. Going up, need no decline.
Money line.
I'ma run it every time. Give me mine. Going up, need no decline.
Yeah, yeah. Brittany B, thank you so very much.
I am shaking my shoulders, SB.
All right. You ain't shaking your shoulders.
I am shaking my shoulders, and I love you back, Brittany.
I'm gonna have to believe you on that one. But one day,
I'm not lying to you. I'm shaking my shoulders. I promise
I would never call you a liar. I wouldn't do that. But listen, we had some others that we had to do. So let me find those really quick. Oh, Stacy Rubin, thank you so much for your $5 super chat. And I don't think you had a comment with that, but thank you so much for your support. Let's see what. Oh, here we go. Stacy, I'm sorry about that. It was SB. You should have a panel. Wait a minute. SB, you should have a panel with you, TJ, and Courtney. Tell your stories. You and the sisters having the conversations. Love y'all. Thank you. I like that. I got some stories to tell. I've been married a long time, y'all. I could tell you about all that good stuff, the tier list and everything. I done turned it upside down, kicked some stuff out. Never had a dog though.
But Stacey racist. Why he don't want Elijah to come back?
I think his request was only for ladies. That's all. He didn't say you couldn't come back. He just said on this particular show he wanted these 3 people. That was it. Javaris Lee, how you doing? I haven't seen you in a while. It's a good Friday. I'm glad you're here. You have 2. Your first one was $4.99 super check. It says Brother Logic cooking. What Brother Logic cooking?
Oh,
let me read this one first. It says, shout out SB, the panel. Got to salute Brother Bolo. You, sir, are truly an inspiration. You said something months ago that stuck. Men/women are equal in creation, but not in purpose. Ooh.
Facts.
Bolo, it stuck out. He never forgot it. That was really good. But you get the money line. Give me mine.
Going up, need no decline.
Money line.
I'ma run it every time.
Give me mine.
Going up, need no decline.
Yeah, yeah. Wait, I'll say, okay, listen, we have one more, I think. Oh, 3 more. I'm sorry. Stacy Rubin, thank you again, Stacy. It says here, Logic. I see you on Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, every day in between. You know my dog. You know you my dog.
No, hey, look, I met Stacey in real life. Stacey a cool dude, man. Stacey a cool dude. He came up to the little DC thing. He was straight.
Listen, I'm coming to the Atlanta thing. Don't be giving me no problems, Logic.
I ain't
just letting you know.
Husband.
Whatever. Javaris. Brother Logic was cooking gumbo today. They say you cooking gumbo today, Logic. I don't know what he be doing on Thursday night over there. He be getting real frustrated. He be fading the black half the night, don't he? They be getting him over there.
I don't fade the black no more, security boss. I fade the roaches.
Oh God. Ooh, that's nasty looking. But anyway, thank you, Javaris. It's good to see you too. We hadn't seen you in a while. I hadn't seen you in a while, so I'm glad that you're here. Thank you so much for visiting with us today. But listen, hold on. We're gonna make sure. We have another one. I just did that one. All right, guys. So listen.
No, we got another one just came in.
Oh, let's see. I don't see it.
I see it in the chat.
It'll be up in a minute, I guess. It takes a minute.
There you go.
Pound. How are you, sir? Logic, I'm working on my beard.
Hey, look, get that sugar, the sugar boss. Damn, what is it? Sugar curls? That shit, look.
Sugar curls.
Hold on.
Sound like it might be good. If nothing else, it sounds like it smells good. So
look, here you go. So this is what you do. Look, you use any fine grooming beard balm. It don't matter what you use because they're just a base. But trust me, you use the sugar curls, shine and twist. And then now what happened is that my beard started getting fuller. So now when I got it cut, it's that fullness though. So look, listen, Mr. Logic. Sugar curls, I'm telling you, Look, Sugar Curls, you watching? You need to come sponsor Security Boss.
Yes.
Yeah, they come sponsor you too. It's a business.
I'm with it, SB Nation. But pound for pound, Sugar Curls. I like that. But listen, Ika and Bob, listen, you know y'all have been a pleasure, Bob. I love the fact you fell in there, had your little drink, and came back ready. So thank y'all for being here. Y'all know, listen, tomorrow night I am on with Kosher Clinician at 8 o'clock. So y'all just come on back to Security Boss Unsolicited tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. And we're going to be here and we're going to do this again. BOLO, same thing for you. I appreciate you so much for being here. I'm going to put you in my pocket. I'm doing what Mr. Logic says. And make sure you come every time that we're here. But tomorrow night at 8 o'clock, we're going to be on with Kosher Clinician, 8 p.m. Eastern, y'all. So y'all got to make it back. Also, don't forget about SB Nation. We're 5-star over here. Go to SB Gear. Go to my channel, SB Gear. Check it out. Get you a couple of pieces, Security Boss. And make sure y'all wear it when we have these lives. Mr. Logic, you got anything else you want to say?
Hey, I love your show. I love kicking it with you. And if I buy my Security Boss gear, can I see the receipt and you get my money back?
Absolutely. BOLO, do you have anything else you want to say, sir?
Yeah. All I'll say is just be truthful, man. Be truthful.
I can't hear you. Say it again.
You hear me now?
No.
Yourself first, and then it will spread to everything else around you.
Very good. Now, Ika and Bob, y'all take us out. Did y'all have anything y'all want to leave us with?
Why you always gotta go?
Sorry, we didn't know we were muted.
It's all good. Just keep it up, Security Boss, Logic. You know, it is Security Boss's show, you know. So, but for the most part, love all you guys, all the work that you're doing. I think that this is one of the biggest things we need to do on the community is have a conversation and really get on the same point. Because from there, everything else can take off.
We appreciate that. Now, look, y'all don't forget about me tomorrow. If y'all not doing anything, 8 p.m., come over here to Unsolicited Security Boss, and we're going to do this all again. Thank y'all so much, and y'all have a good night. Bye-bye. Chat, I love you. Make sure y'all tune in tomorrow night at 8 o'clock.
No, I always gotta go. Playing house, this ain't a home with my soul. On the road, I can't stay. No, I always gotta go. Playing house, this ain't a home with my soul. On the road,
I can't sit still for a minute. I'm so dead set on indifference. Keep it Charlie, stay down with them Dickens. Let's get around like it's the 80s, right? Round, let's keep spinning. Let's keep playing these games that we don't want to finish. And I'm sorry if that sounds a bit bitter, but I am to the core. You want the whole damn thing, then you ask him for more. You want that old jive swing, you take up all of the floor. I'm fine with standing at the edge of the door. You be the life of the party. I blend in with the core. You drink it all to Bacardi. Till the bottle's no more. Let's take it back for this started. You want the love, I don't got it. Got my soul on the road. You screaming, stay, please don't go. Don't think it's in me to listen to flow. It's so different with distance we roam into zones where nothing get hurt anymore. I just wish I was home when I stepped through front door, but instead I'm alone and completely unsure. And even though you're screaming out with the best of intentions, I don't get it. Why do you always gotta ask me to
stay. Why you always gotta go? Playing house, this ain't a home with your soul. On the road, say, why you always gotta go? Playing house, this ain't a home with your soul. On the road.
See, I've been lost in my thoughts, and my thoughts they too scared to usher you off. Sorry, Mom, I just thought you were my world. Now you're not. And I'm just sitting, smoking, sloping in the days, cause my days ain't been the same since I drove your away. I remember the way you wrote letters in blue ink. You and me was in love. give a what your crew think. I know your moms probably think I'm a bastard. Your pops probably want to beat my to death and take a in my casket. But I got sick of fighting, bickering, fussing over nothing, cussing. Instead of watching the death of discussions that we once had, days that we once spent in the backseat of our cars reading poets at sunset. It's funny how love can fall out the foreground, get pushed into the back of your mind. We used to twist a spliff and laugh and relax. Now you crying and I'm trying to find the reasons. So I ask, does forever ever happen, or is it always fade to black?
I can't stay. No, I always gotta go. Playing house, this ain't a home with my soul. On the road, I can't stay. No, I always gotta go. Playing house, this ain't a home with my soul. On the road.